It's Sunday night, and you know what that means. I want you up here to talk to. Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show, that show that invites you to be a live guest on this program to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Joining is real easy. All you've got to do is hit zoom.us, put that into your browser or your phone, and if you don't have the app, click on Join a Meeting, and then when it asks for it, put in that meeting ID. You will show up on my green room, and I'll take you up live, especially on a night like tonight, which is Sunday, the open panel. Totally open panel, as long as you're a person, that is. You're all invited on to talk. One at a time, of course. Let's not do that. But hey, if this sounds fun to you, and of course, most of my shows are one-on-ones, but if that sounds fun to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Ring that bell so you don't miss a thing. Let me get ready here for our first guest of many, I hope. Yeah, just pile on. I am wearing glasses. Studio Geek, I wear glasses. I got contacts not too long ago, and tonight today I was too lazy to put my glasses on. I went swimming earlier, and I thought, you know what? Rather than chance losing them in the pool, because I'm a huge underwater swimming guy, thought I will just wear my glasses, take them off when I'm swimming, don't have to worry about it. And lo and behold, the contacts are still in their case. Who knew? So that is just how it goes. All right, hiding myself. You, Ethan, can you hear me? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, I can hear now.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I only have one ear working with these earbuds, so.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see my face. That's scary.
Oh, don't worry about it. I see it too. I'm not scared.
I see it on two devices because I have the stream running on my phone and on my Kindle.
Oh,
which is probably
yeah.
not a smart idea because both the devices are about to die. But anyway, I have very big news.
Sure.
So the Stand Up Choir officially opened today.
Mm-hmm.
Chats are open. We have a Facebook group and an Instagram chat. We now have a Instagram page. And tomorrow we're starting Twitter. Oh, my earbud just fell off. And possibly Facebook. I haven't decided yet.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's what we're starting tomorrow. Let's see, what else was I going to share? Oh, yeah. By the way, King Jellybean wanted me to share with you that for the next week, he may be able to hop on tonight. But for the next week, he won't be able to be here.
Okay.
Because he has an unexpected camping trip that his grandparents just asked him to go. Just told him to go on.
I was going to say, most camping trips don't become unexpected.
Yeah, well, he didn't know. Originally he wasn't going.
Mm-hmm.
And then his grandparents are just like, yep, you're going.
Yeah, there you go.
That it changed around on him. So me and Studio, I guess, are running my project and his project for the next week because his vice president is out of town.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
That's fun.
Well, good to know. And we have some other news in the chat. Let me. I actually jumped on too quickly here. Let me say hello to some folks. Bob Dip, welcome to the show, my friend. Tony from Viewed This wants me to swap him in the $1 million. His idea for a next show or a show topic was, what would you do with $1 million? That's going to be tomorrow night's show, and he wanted me to swap his face. Yeah, my face for his. No chance, Tony. Not going to happen, bud. Jesse Mendez, how you doing? Manuel Goffey, good to see you as well. Ginger Lock's mom, it's been a while. I hope you're feeling well. Susan Hamilton, always a pleasure having you here. There's Studio Geek 32. He's in the house. And
Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy, what's up, dude? Jim from Above and Beyond Drones, how you doing, buddy? And we've got Riley Finchfield Food Reviews, one away from 1,600. That's wonderful, but that's not what this channel is all about, Riley. If people like your content, I always say this, if you're looking around in the chat, and it doesn't matter what live stream, just check people's channels out. If you like their content, then, subscribe. But if you don't. Let's
Yeah,
see. Who do we
and
have?
I found a channel. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try to not use any words that give it out, of
Uh-huh.
course. But there was a channel that I found, and it was all about, just say how many subscribers you got, and just subscribe to other people. They'll subscribe back to you, and it's just like, this seems like a very complex version, because he was. I mean, it is so complex if you think about it, but it just looks like a very complex version
Mm-hmm.
of sub for sub with words that really well hide it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I joined the community. I not community. I joined. I got on the channel,
Mm-hmm.
watched them, and kind of, until I realized, I was like, this is not right. And I was like, screw this.
Yeah, yeah, and there's so many of them out there like that, and I get why they
Yeah.
do it. That's all fine and good, but I think I know what you mean. They've got a lot of they've got a laundry list of things to do. Um, each other has to do, like, make sure you comment on the video, like the video, and make sure it's about the
Oh yeah.
video and all that kind of stuff. And it's like,
Add to a playlist. Subscribe.
yeah, it's like
Watch.
no, that's not what how this should work. So,
No.
but anyway, let me go back because Angelman Muniz says, "Hey Jim, I would come on, but I'm currently on my bus ride to Phoenix, Arizona. I will try to join once I get settled in my new place in Arizona. Have a good trip, Angel. Seriously, if you're listening, I'm sure you probably are. We also have in the house Stacy Morgan. Welcome. How you doing, buddy? And Patty Broussard. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Ooh, some somebody got timed out. And yeah. How you doing, Sammy?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Yeah.
I actually did get to watch. Well, East and I was on one of your earlier streams, and you
Yeah.
guys.
By the way, I think you were gone whenever it happened, but I made you a mod on my channel.
Oh, you did? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Which, by the way, just saying, Christian. No, you are not making an appearance in this live stream, dog. No,
Who?
not today. But like, just and I guess you were gone, but I've kind of talked about it. But like, on my channel, for somebody to become a moderator,
Mhm.
it's very, very hard, because I'm not one of those people. It's just like, oh, hey, welcome. It's your first time mod. Are you dabbing over there, King?
Yeah, you mean like that guy in the lower right-hand corner there?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not somebody who's just like, oh, hello, welcome, mod. So like, on my channel, it's, you earn it, which, I think it was your first time there on my channel,
Mm-hmm.
but since you've done so much for, with I can come on and get a free interview right there for stand up. I was like, you deserve a mod. So.
Well, thank you, sir. I'm honored. How you doing, Gas Station TV?
Jim, it's a pleasure to see you. How are you?
Ooh, your mic is hot. Any way to turn that down a little bit, bud? Crazy hot.
How are you doing now?
And it's kind of cutting out. What is it? Is it the microphone on your headset?
Yeah, that's what that is, Jim.
Yeah. Does it have a volume slider on it or not? Or by chance?
It's a piece of crap.
It's cracked? Oh, that can't be good.
Down so I can fix my audio.
Okay. Yeah, that was cutting in and out and whatnot. Oh, King Jelly Bean is back to an icon.
I know. Yeah. Look at how beautiful my icon is.
Oh, I know. Kind of small, but it is nice. Hello, Posh Nations, Notions.
It's bigger. It just doesn't, for some reason, it's not showing up for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is.
Not right.
Okay, wait, what in the world?
What?
This has nothing to do with the topic tonight, but I just got on YouTube. I got on my phone, and it's like, you have one YouTube notification. I click on the folder that has YouTube in it, and it goes away.
Nice.
I was like, what?
I can't figure out why they can't, kill notifications that are outdated. Honestly, there are several things. I'm listening to myself somewhere in here. There are several notifications I get that are just way past their expiration date. Who's got a speaker running? Because I can hear myself.
I do not have it running. Or
Okay.
like, I have nothing. I have dead air.
Ah, very good. Very good. No problem.
Sammy, we blame you.
Maybe.
When in doubt, just blame Sammy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is the key to everything. When in doubt.
It's gone now, though, so we are good. We are good.
Hey, I told you it was Sammy. It's always Sammy. Because, he did that in my live stream. It may or not have been my fault because I asked him to play the audio so I knew when to come in. But still, he played it. I could hear myself talking, and I went brain dead.
That does
I don't
happen.
know if you heard it today or not. I went brain dead in the middle of my live stream. I was like, don't worry, Jim. I'm not listening to myself today. I just have no brain today.
Well, in your defense, I did kind of derail you there for a minute.
Oh, I read chat. That was my own fault. That's totally fine. I was just excited to see it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Jim. It's kind of like it's almost like if Bon Jovi or something like came in my live stream.
No. No, it's not like Bon Jovi for sure. Bon Jovi wouldn't say hello to Try and Survive and how you doing? Oh, it's an inspired raid. Cool. That means Inspired John. I see him. How you doing, John? They've raided us. Sweet. The Crohn's chicks there.
Is this Area 51 or something?
I don't know. Lee the Nerds here.
Okay,
Welcome, guys. Crap, my dad makes me watch.
On September 20th, I so badly want to go live, and I just want to raid somebody's live stream just because. I want to raid somebody just because it's the day of the Area 51 raid. I'm going to go live at 3 a.m. and raid somebody.
There you go. Why not? Why not? And there's
That way
Tony from
I can go on Twitter and be like, hashtag participated in the raid.
I like to do solo raids. It doesn't make much of a splash.
That's basically what my channel. That's what my channel is all about. I'll just be like, all right, guys, we're gonna raid somebody here at the end of this live stream. So go tweet this out. Everybody leaves. It's like one person. My friend Dylan's watching. It's like, okay, let's go raid Magic Jones, and it's like, hey, we raided you, and then like 3 seconds later, Dylan's like, nope. Raid and goodbye.
Yeah. Actually, God the Good One does that. He'll do impromptu raids and then pull everybody back to his home base and go out and find somebody else. Tony, have you ever been involved in those?
Oh yeah, I've done them quite a bit. Yeah. It's often it's a gas station TV to jump off and leave me here to. What is it? I don't know what's going on here. What's going on?
Oh, you're black and white again.
Bro, you're like back in the '60s. You're black and white, man.
Yeah, well, I was born before the year 2000, so it's okay.
In Gilligan's Island.
I was gonna make an old joke, but I was just like, no, that's not nice, and it probably doesn't. What's the word? Probably doesn't. I don't know what the word is. I just went brain dead, but it probably doesn't work for you because you're not old.
I got kids older than you. It's okay. I think I do anyway. I don't know.
I got kids older than a lot of these folks. A kid, I should say. I was literally on a stream the other night with Cab 7 and Green Bay Wacky, and figured out that I was probably the oldest guy there. Yeah, I'm older than Cab.
Like I told King, and I don't mean to offend you, Jim. I'm just gonna say this. Okay. I mean it as a compliment. I went to the day that I brought King Jellybean over here. I was talking to him and I was just like, he's awesome. He's like, yeah, he is. And I was just like, you can't find anybody better. And once again, I don't mean this in an offensive way. I mean this as a compliment. I was like, he's an old man. And old men are very wise. And that's what, I was like, he's a great person to go to. Whenever you don't know what the heck you're doing, you just go over to his stream like, hey, bro, I don't know what I'm doing. You're just like, oh, I don't know what you're doing either.
I do not take that as a derogatory statement. I often make fun of my age on this show. Sammy, what in
I make fun
blazes are you doing over there?
I just got back from camp. Okay, and I'm a big fat boy, okay? I'm over here, eating up on the Twinkies. And So I'm at camp, okay? Very first day. And we had just set up our tents. I set up my cot. I lay down on it. It's fine. I stand up, go help somebody, come back, sit down on my cot. Next thing you know, my butt's on the floor. My cot literally snapped under my weight.
Oh, man.
And I was the joke of the day, and I was just making jokes about it. I was the one that spread it everywhere. I was just like, yeah, I broke the cot under my weight. Oh, yeah.
My bed. I broke my entire bed. Really. I literally okay, so I was cleaning during this entire process of musicals and stuff.
What's he saying?
I
can't hear you there, Jelly Bean.
King Jelly Bean.
Save your breath. You're in the middle of a big story and nobody can hear a damn word you're saying.
We can't hear you, King Jelly Bean. Check your microphone, bud. Anthony's back.
This is the one time where you can eat your microphone.
Yes.
Shove it down your throat.
I want to point out that
Alrighty then.
that my mods are working overtime and they're doing a great job. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate that.
I think there should be an option for you can promote a mod, and if they get approved by YouTube, they can get paid. Because there's some mods, they just work their butts off, man.
Yeah, I know.
The guy who said he doesn't mod anybody. That's pretty good.
Like Nightbot. Man, Nightbot is the hardest working guy on YouTube.
Oh, I know, right?
Until he starts banning people for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not working at all.
I was thinking about getting Nightbot, and I started researching it, and all these YouTubers are just making rant videos about Nightbot. They're just like, I just got banned by Nightbot for no reason, or they just banned everybody in my live stream.
Yeah, I loosened it up.
I can see some big YouTuber, okay, using Nightbot. I'm gonna laugh so hard when this happens. Let's take, for example, PewDiePie, a really big YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
If he's streaming, and I don't watch PewDiePie, but if he was streaming in Nightbot, if he used Nightbot, I can just see Nightbot blocking everybody who comments. That would be bad.
Well, I've got him opened up so much it's not even funny. All he really does is do my my timed messages for me, and maybe something egregious he'll time somebody up.
That man works harder than you, Jim. You watch your mouth.
I know. I should be nicer. He's actually had an appearance on this show. I don't know if some of you guys saw it, but
I remember.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Wait, Nightbot was on here?
Nightbot actually came up on the panel. And yes, had nipples.
Okay, that put a really disgusting image.
Yeah, well, you'll have to go back and watch it if you really want a disgusting image, and it's safe for work, but yeah, it might give you nightmares. That's all I'm saying.
It's my mic working now.
It's still real
it
low,
sounds
dude.
like you have strep throat, King Jelly.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
There we go. What's going on?
I can't stop thinking about Nightbot like that.
God.
Bro, that's messed up.
Brad, you're wrong. This show's not sponsored by Red Bull. It's sponsored by Nickelodeon.
Tonight.
The people on the panel are blushing over Nightbot's paper.
Hello, Jenny Marceth. How you doing? Have I missed anybody else?
Oh, there.
Gaffa
Just
Haynes.
FYI, I'll turn my camera on here in a minute. I have to reach over my bed and plug my charger in and charge my Kindle before it dies.
No problem.
And I don't really think you want to see me try to lean over my bed. It's
That's all right. We can still hear you.
Yay! I'm pretty sure you guys wish you couldn't hear me too.
All right. If it gets to be too much, I'll just leave. I don't care. You laugh. Anyway, so how's everybody doing?
You know I'm doing
figure
good.
out real fast. There's only room for one loud mouth fat guy on here. He's the music ministry, and that's me. Just kidding. How you guys doing?
I'm loud and I'm fat, so I guess I qualify as that too.
I was only repeating what you said. You were talking about being fat, so I wouldn't call you fat unless you mention it yourself.
I don't care.
Fat all day, all night.
So what did everybody do this weekend?
I ate.
Ate?
You ate?
Well, that's unique.
And you ate?
Shocking.
Man, same too.
Yeah, this just in. Tony ate.
And I ate, and I got big. Because I ate.
Can't hear Sammy now either. Are you and King Jellybean sharing a microphone?
Oh my gosh, conspiracy
You,
theory.
you're like the most technically advanced kid I know for your age, and I can't hear you. What's going on? Pretend this is a Phil Collins song or something. Wait, come on, let's go. I want to hear you.
Is that better?
That is better.
better.
Yes, much better.
Because
Dang.
this dongle, this Apple dongle, was not working.
Oh yeah, it's all about
Oh, there's your problem. There's fruit on the backside of your computer equipment.
when you got a dongle, it doesn't work good.
I don't know what it is about
Oh, man.
this show in ED. It's like everybody's having electronic dysfunction.
Can't hear me. Crack on what you're saying.
You're still crackling up pretty badly, right, Anthony?
I like how he says that while he's having electronic
I know.
malfunction.
That was pretty good. It's like, I don't know what's going on with everybody that has these camera problems today, but I'll tell you right now, everyone's having.
This has never happened to me before, I promise.
Yeah, I bet you tell all the girls that. Anyway,
Oh man, let's keep it.
how you
Bro.
been all right? Where are you? Way up.
Great, brother.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, everybody.
Oh.
They're all brothers. Mike Van Doozy.
How
Whose house you living in today, Mike?
Bro, King Joe Beans is over there like dying. He's gonna fall out of his chair here in a minute.
Oh, we're gonna get letters.
King Jelly Bean. Like, we still can't hear you. Just hold up a 1 if you like regular jelly beans, or a 2 if you like jelly bellies.
Watch, he's gonna
1 for
hold up
regular
3.
jelly bean, 2 for jelly bellies.
He's gonna hold up 3.
What?
He's gonna hold up 3. Yeah.
Now he's frozen. Oh, there he is.
He only gets the white ones, or the pink ones. I got a friend like that. He only likes the pink jelly. I'll buy a bag of jelly beans. He'll be like, "Hey, man, you want some jelly beans?" I'm like, "Do you eat all the pink ones?" Like, yeah. The pink ones just taste like pink, which is really weird. Mike.
Yeah.
Mike's being held hostage in a garage in Russia. Doing the takeover.
It's lotion on its skin.
That's right. Yeah.
Blink 3 times, Mike, if you need help. There we go. Oh, somebody send in the authorities. Well.
Oh, here we go. Gonna break out the jelly bean vending machine.
Oh, there we go.
What
Yeah.
happened?
I just want to know how pink
That was a
tastes.
10.
How would you describe pink as a taste? That's what.
Still talking about jelly beans?
Yeah.
I was gonna say we might want to wait till the kids go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm
You guys
leaving.
quit giggling.
I'll just be here all night to make sure that doesn't happen.
See, Bonnie's got a friend just like mine. Her friend growing up only ate red and pink candy.
Only ate red and pink candy.
I had a friend. He used to call my house. I'd go to the store when we were like 16, 15, whatever, and they'd sell the 1 pound bags of M&Ms. And we'd buy like 3 1 pound bags, and we'd dump them in a big bowl. We'd put them on the living room table, and we'd rent videos in the video store. And he would pick out a handful of M&Ms, and he'd take all the green ones out and he'd throw them back in the bowl. And we're like, what are you doing? He was allergic to green dye. The green dye.
Oh,
they used.
wow.
So
Wow.
I said to him one night, I'm like, what happens to you if you eat it? He was like, well, if I ate too many of them, I'll be running to the bathroom. If I only eat a few of them, it gives me really bad gas. We didn't believe him. So we're like, just eat a couple. I'll tell you right now, don't ever dare a guy who's allergic to green dye to eat a couple of green M&Ms.
If that's all he does to him, I think I've been painting some just for the reaction video. No, these are all black M&Ms, man. Here you go.
I don't know. I saw Riley Finch was in there begging for subs again, right? But I see he's left.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, he's a piece of work. That kid's been 1 away from 1,600 for like a month.
Goals, man, goals.
Yeah, goals.
How you doing, One's Blind?
Hashtag goals.
Goals. I went over and checked out his channel. On it, watching a
What's up?
little snaggletooth eat a bag of Fritos for an hour and a half, so I didn't subscribe. But either way,
Yeah, it's be nice.
ridiculous, sorry.
Mukbang.
It's just ridiculous. He comes in here and does
Mukbang.
it all the time. He was in here the other
Mukbang.
night. I was on vacation watching that kid begging for subs. It just pissed me off. I'm sorry.
I don't get mukbang channels, man. I don't even like to watch myself eat.
I'm gonna have to Google that one day. I might have just said something really bad. I just see it all the time on the food chats.
Did you say mukbang?
Mukbang.
Yeah. Mukbang panel now. Ooh. That would not make me happy, but I don't think it's been done.
I'm gonna
I'll be right back.
Mike, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Doing just fine.
I'm feeling a little old.
Don't feel old. I'm still the oldest man on the panel.
I don't know.
Bro,
Well, I just turned 56.
My great grandma was still alive. She died,
I'm close.
I think, a month shy of being 103.
She's not coming up, is she?
No, she passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I am.
I don't even remember how long ago that was. But no, she was still alive. Bring her up on the panel. She probably wouldn't have no clue what a phone is, but I mean, we could bring her up on the panel.
Well, not
We still
now.
had phones. They just weren't.
She'd be the old. Hey, if she was still alive, she'd be the oldest person on the panel.
Yes,
And
she would. Twice over.
You'd have been able to say that, hey, you are no longer the oldest person on the panel.
I could have felt like a
Great
kid,
for
man.
Claws, brother. I do have a Ouija board, though. If anyone's interested, I'm down to help.
What
If
is
George
a Ouija
Washington was still alive, he'd be the oldest one on the panel.
Has anybody done a Ouija board channel where they like talk right through? You know what I mean? That the entire show is the Ouija board.
Yeah,
What's a Ouija board?
I don't know if it's a whole show, but I know there's a channel called the
Wait
Ouija
a minute, did I
Brothers.
just hear King Jellybean?
And
Did King Jellybean just talk?
What?
I
I
thought
was
I just heard
talking.
King Jellybean.
I was talking before you started talking over me, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
That's all
I'm so excited.
right. It might have been me you heard. There's a channel called the Ouija Brothers, and they do some of that, I think, but they're paranormal channels. They do investigation stuff as well. But I'll bet this one out there. I'll find you one, Jim.
Yeah, please do, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I won't watch it, but please do find it.
Oh, Jim, I apologize for my outburst earlier. I'm sorry. I get upset. I'm
Your
sorry.
outburst?
Yes.
What outburst?
Hey, Wendell. What's up, brother?
Was it live in?
Yeah, sorry for talking over you. I got excited over nothing. I guess I'm just delusional.
Yeah, he's counting jelly beans right now. He'll be back. There he is. How many got left, King?
He's like,
How many?
Oh man,
I don't know if he's
He's got
frozen or if he's just
he's
real
got
happy
two
because he has a
jelly beans
mouthful of jelly beans. There he goes.
no, he was frozen. I was gonna say if he had a stirring contest with the statue you would lose.
Yeah. It's-
No, he's freezing up.
Ah, boy.
bad internet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's Wendell. How you doing,
Can
Wendell?
you guys hear me now?
STP
What?
South Texas Picker. Who's that? Is that King Jellybean?
That was King Jellybean.
1.2
He kind of sounded like a I don't know what he kind of sounded like a cat.
We can hear you every once in a while, King Jellybean. KG.
Okay, I'm not delusional.
KJB.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. You got to take. It sounds like you got a towel wrapped around your head, honestly. No, seriously. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like
Got a
you
bunch of
muffled through
dirty,
it.
dirty
Right?
socks in your mouth, brother.
Being a funny guy. That one time I wasn't trying to be funny. Just that one time. It won't happen again.
Hello?
Now, how much of an injustice is this?
What's that?
I got this is, every time I buy string cheese, I always get one that's shorter.
Oh, you know what that means? They're repackaging.
Yeah, that's what happens when you buy them at these cheap ass gas stations.
40% less calories, buddy. That's less calories.
I bet they're $1.90 a place, ain't they? They're
Bro,
$1.90.
40% less calories, man. That's 40% less calories that I could have and that I could gain weight with and be able to show off my big fat belly.
I tell you,
It ain't.
string cheese is a great snack when you're on a low carb. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to balance out the banana I just ate.
So you're doing mukbang?
What is this guy doing over here? Is he building something to
Ju-
communicate with ET?
He's building his own satellite.
He's got a microphone.
Pretty soon he's gonna have to leave to put it up on the roof.
He's got a speak and spell.
Here's your thumbnail.
Speak and spell, fork, and an old LP.
Yeah, there's your thumbnail right there. It's perfect.
Oh,
Good call, Mike.
E.T.
He's just frozen laughing over there.
It must be really funny. He's laughing hard.
Yeah.
What a great thumbnail that would be.
Yeah. He's laughing so hard. I bet jelly
You,
beans are
you
coming out his
should
belly
get
button.
you should guest cut this and use that.
I know,
You
right?
should guest cut one of his interviews and use that.
Where is he?
I'll just have that
This-
as in place of him. What's that?
This guy right here.
That's Easton Music Ministry.
Yeah, I know.
Totally stuck in
Easy
time.
Easton.
That's correct.
No, I'm not frozen.
No.
Christian, you are not making an appearance in this live stream. You already did in the last video, in the first stream I was in. No.
Who you
No,
talking to?
nobody wants to see you
Oh, his dog.
except me.
Oh, it's your dog?
Yeah.
Is he arguing back with you? Because you sound like you were having a conversation there.
So I always have conversations with things they can't talk back with me because they can't call me annoying or argue with me.
So, Mike, what are you doing? Rebuilding carburetor tonight or what?
Yeah. Painting. It's client's house, so I can't really show too much of their place. So I found a little neutral setting that looks like anybody else's garage. So
I got you, brother. I got you.
Except for that
boy.
registration up on the wall. No, I'm kidding.
Isn't there address over there?
Yeah. Oh, and I see a phone number. So where are you at, Mike?
I'm at a client's house.
Oh, okay.
I do like house sit when they go out of town. And I do handiwork and we paint. My wife does artwork, and I do whatever the hell they need to caulking and painting, building a deck.
Thank you for clarifying. I was almost convinced you were an escort, Mike.
What's that?
I said, thank you for clarifying. We're an escort for a moment, brother.
Your mic's horrible,
Yeah,
man.
that mic is still breaking up, Anthony. What did everybody else do this weekend? Anything special?
Yes.
I got back from camp. I was super excited about that.
Very cool.
It was a Boy Scout leadership training camp, and it was fun but very hard. But I got stories.
Are you a CIT?
Huh?
Are you a CIT?
No, it's NYLT,
All right.
National Youth Leadership Training. I have some stories to tell. Our patrol broke 5 things. 4 of those things being me, and we almost broke 6. 5 of those 6 being me. So first of all, I told you about the cot. Okay.
Yeah.
So then on Wednesday, I go to the bathroom. Okay, and I come back, and this kid comes up to me. He's just like, "Hey, I got a story to tell you." I was like, "Does it have anything to do with breakfast not being edible?" It's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna injure you." But I was just joking with him. But he's just like, "Yeah, Jordan just lit the trail stove on fire." I was like,
Nice.
What? Yeah. So we were making French toast. Okay, he's scraping the burnt stuff into the fire on the trail stove, which starts a fire. So then, forgetting there was grease, he poured water on it, starting a grease fire, and almost lit the tree on fire.
That's a pretty special badge there, isn't it?
What is going on down here?
So then
What are
Thursday,
you building down there?
I don't know.
Oh, he's getting out the blue ice.
I didn't know what was going on there.
So anyway, then Thursday, I'm cooking, okay, and so I'm just over here, minding my own business, just making some food, and I go to turn off the stove to move the food because it's done, and I turn the knob and the stove does not turn off, and I turn it the other direction and it doesn't turn off. It just stays at the same amount of flame that it already had originally. I was just like, ooh, that's a problem. So I move the thing off. We take the propane tank off, and we decide after we eat, we're going to call an adult over. Well, one of the kids in our patrol, being stupid, gets up when we're eating. We didn't really notice what he was doing. He goes over to the stove, puts the propane tank on, and next thing you know, I hear him yell the F-bomb, throw the propane tank, and there's
He yelled
smoke
fart?
coming.
Sorry.
Bars.
Yes,
So-
plural.
He throws the propane tank, and there's smoke coming out of the trail stove. So what happened is he put the propane tank on, and he was shooting the gas out of it. So we gave it to an adult, and they fixed it. What happened is I stripped out the knob. Originally, though, with the first fire, we melted the inside of the other knob and killed the other stove. So
Nice.
that one was completely dead. So they had to replace a lot of parts on it before we got it back. So then we go on Outpost, which is camping away from our original camp. And we had a 2-mile hike to go somewhere that was 100 yards from our original place, which was very fun. So I'm sitting at my tent, and I grab my metal water bottle completely full of water. I'm hammering a steak in with it because I left my mallet in my tote. And my water bottle blows up in my face. I'm like, oh, that's a great start. So I grab a rock, and I start, as I'm hammering the steaks in, I'm just like, why am I smelling burning paint? On the last steak, I realized what it was. That rock had flint in it, and it was sparking and burning the paint and almost lit my tent on fire.
Stories you'll be telling your grandchildren. Believe me.
Never mind.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better.
See, like last time I had this, you guys couldn't hear me, but now that I have it, you can hear me. Okay, y'all people, Zoom, you need to stop updating now that you're updating to black and white.
What do you mean
You're dead.
Now you're breaking up again. Now you sound like Anthony.
Zoom hates me.
Eat the snowball.
Microphone test.
Excuse me.
1, 2.
Oh, who dropped out?
Make sure that your Zoom interface is picking up that USB snowball.
Yeah, because
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah.
now the light's on.
Hey.
See the light?
Yep. We'll see you, Jesse. Take
It's
care,
still-
buddy.
Whoa.
Yeah, later, Jesse. There's a couple of switches on the back there.
Trust inspired John. How you doing?
John.
John.
Is this
Yeah,
better?
John rated us.
No, you're not. Now we just have. It is better because your camera's off now, but your audio's not.
See, my
better.
camera's glitching it out.
Nice.
You just don't get to see my ugliness anymore. I'm sorry.
Yay!
I go back to that hardwire thing every time because
I know.
Even-
I really need
yeah.
to get that done.
even when you're on a live stream, your computer should be hardwired, and you're going to get such a cleaner signal.
Yeah, that's what I had to do with this little Chromebook. I came on your show last week, and I was glitching around in that. It's because I was on Wi-Fi.
Yep.
So quiet.
So
Yeah.
quiet.
Swim above and beyond drones. Let's go. Dial it in, buddy. Move it.
Yeah.
There's been on
Anybody else
adventures.
inspired John, been on adventures. Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
fill
get
this,
in.
fill this joint
Yep.
up.
Jump up, guys.
Let's go.
Yep.
Make sure you share it
Listen
out
to
too.
music.
I did share this
you're
out.
Boy
Share it
Scouts?
Wait.
We did.
Mike was talking to Easton.
I saw Boy Scouts. There's not one time we have you ever been in a jamboree
No, I haven't been able to go to one of those yet.
where they have like troops from all over the place come to like one spot and there's just like tons of people
Yeah.
camping. And what do you call it? I went. My parents had a friend who was in the textile business, and they went and brought home all these spools of thread, and my parents didn't know what the hell to do with it. There was like bags and bags of them, and I like filled my backpack with it. And when we went to the jamboree, you know, they're all in their camps, and you have little competitions and everything. And I didn't really get along with a whole lot of people, but at night I snuck out, and there was like one creeping through the woods, and I tied all the tent poles and all these strings all to this one bush, and I got them all wound up, and they're all like laying there, and then pulled them all at once. And like everyone else's besides ours, everybody's tents all felt like at one time with them in it. You hear them all screaming, and then I was like running back through the woods and jumped inside my tent, not thinking that our tent was the only one that was left up. You know, they kind of figured it out, you know, somebody in there did it, but we'd get into trouble like that when in Boy Scout. That was like some of the safer trouble. There's other things involved in fire and stuff I don't really want to tell you.
One of the things that you can legally tell people.
What was that?
I said one of the things that you can actually legally tell people.
Yeah. Or with the age limit. There's plenty of stories we can tell, but probably not age appropriate right here, right now.
Well, I came back at the right time.
Oh, trust me, dude. I'm in Scouts, so I've seen it all already. I have a story from camp. I have two stories from the same kid at camp, at Outpost, that I am not going to tell on this live stream. or probably anybody, because
Was it?
huh?
It wasn't band camp, was it?
It was band
Hey.
camp.
Oh, you mean that one time?
No,
Just
it
one
was
time.
Boy Scout camp.
You make me very concerned about Boy Scout camp. My son goes to that, and I work. and I work as a. Hold on a second.
Scoutmaster.
As a what?
Sorry, hold on. I lost you.
Tony, all you gotta do.
There's just some kids at
Sorry.
Boy Scout camps. There's some things that go down at Boy Scout camp that it should not go down.
There are
And
also
the,
things that go down in the high school bathrooms that should never be.
I'm the council chair for the Boy Scout troop in my town, and it's pretty sad to hear that, really. But especially since I'm sending my boys there. But anyway,
Well, think about the the parents of the kids.
There's
most
not
of
a whole
the,
lot of boys.
You know what I mean? Some
There's not a-
of them are are involved.
Mm.
It doesn't surprise me that things like that go down. By the way, I gotta answer a quick question before we jump into this too much. Someone was asking about what does it mean to be hardwired. I think it was blind. Yes. What does it mean? What does it mean? Hardwired. Hardwired is literally taking an Ethernet cable. Almost every router cable modem will have a router built in. You need to use an Ethernet cable, either Cat 5 or Cat 6.
Or Cat 10 if your computer has it.
Yeah, but not likely though, right, Sammy? And then you
Yeah.
hook that straight from your cable modem into whatever computer you're using to either live stream or go on a live stream. Now with Mac, like Sammy's got, most of those need dongles. They need help, but most PCs that have a native connector built in. And then of course you got to make sure that your internet connection is on that hard wire. You can actually run both. I don't know if you guys knew that. You can actually your computer can use both the hardwired and the Wi-Fi signal, and it'll choose the best one.
Mine can't.
You can't?
Fine.
Oh well.
No, my computer is, and actually I got mad today. I'll tell that's another story for later. But
It was
my computer,
so good. The
my
first
computer,
one.
is from the dinosaur ages, and it's probably older than I am. So it literally, you have to use internet on it. They don't have internet anymore. There is no way to hook up Ethernet or Wi-Fi to it, unless you buy the special part to hook up to it that'll take the Wi-Fi and put it in there, which is not good for streaming because I have no way to hook up the Ethernet for a backup.
Mm.
how does this kid not have his own graphic yet, Jim? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Who?
You have
LOL.
USB ports?
Oh,
I just
there-
just for mine, I just got a USB to Ethernet adapter. It was like $12.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't buy those if
Well,
it doesn't have a
there's-
USB port or a RJ45 port on your computer. You can actually use what Mike was just talking about, is a converter. It'll take the Ethernet cable and convert it to USB, and your computer should recognize it as an internet connection.
Yeah, this computer, I think it's got 3 plugins for USB.
Hmm.
You're in there.
Yeah, you should be fine.
But I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do that because I'm going to have studio stuff. I have some USB. I'm going to have USB mic plug in. I have to get wireless mouse and keyboard because that'll just plug into one USB port. Because there's also studio equipment that I need to plug in that I'm buying from Amazon. It's also USB. So I am going to be
Well,
completely out of
no,
USB plugins.
they
What kind of
sell
studio
USB
equipment
hubs
are you
as well.
buying?
So
Buy
what?
a USB switcher for like $5.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
USB
buy it,
hub.
yeah.
Hmm. Can they literally multiply your USB ports. All three, well, 3 of my monitors are actually into a hub, and that's into one USB port.
Wow.
You're running out of
Very simple
excuses.
technology.
Bro, I don't understand how to work a dang. I don't understand how to turn on the lights.
Well, don't
Let
take Drone
alone-
King's and Darwin's advice. It is not a string and a couple tin cans. That's not considered hardwired.
Bro, I'm not even kidding you. January 1st. Okay, so like, I stayed out for midnight, okay? But as soon as midnight happened on the New Year, I went right to bed. Woke up at 9 and I go to the bathroom and I drop my phone in the toilet. Very first thing for New Year's.
Oh, geez.
And surprisingly, it survived. I still have that phone.
You know,
But yeah, that toilet's that phone's been through the toilet.
you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to be dropping your phone in the toilet on New Year's Eve until you're over 21.
No, it was New Year's Day. It was 29. It was the first day of 2019.
New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, same thing.
It's gonna get your new computer.
Yeah. Patty, we'll
Bro,
see you,
I can
babe.
I will find a way to drop my computer in the toilet. I will find a way.
What's up,
That
Jim?
must be a big toilet.
Hey. Yeah, no kidding.
It's gotta be for me.
LOL.
Hey, Tony, I got a little camping story for you.
Oh, please do tell.
We used
Bro,
to-
we've been
See
telling
if you
these
can get
things
through
all
it without
left and
Easton
right.
Music Ministry talking over you. Let's see. Go ahead.
We used to camp out in this guy's backyard because they were building a new shopping center called Walmart. And they used to deliver the beer at 4 a.m. So we would sleep out. When the guy was delivering the beer out of one side of the truck, we were in the other side of the truck passing it over.
Yeah.
Pops Blue Ribbons, so those were rough days. You
We
know?
never had the guts to do that, but my older brother and his friends would go to the local package store in town in broad daylight. When the guy would pull the truck up and he had the ramp, and he'd come down the ramp with a 5 case of beer and go in the door.
Yeah.
One of them would jump in the truck and throw 3 cases, and they'd all grab one and take off and run behind the building and put them there. And then he'd run the next one. They'd grab 3 more, and then they'd all run down the street with 2 cases of beer, take off in the woods and hide them out. But yeah, I never had the guts to do it. I wasn't a thief, but
I guess
I
I'm a
didn't do a
criminal
lot of
then,
things.
huh?
I didn't. Yes, you are.
It's
I didn't do.
Pops. It's Pops Blue Ribbon. That's like a freebie.
Okay, you're right. I'll give you a pass. If it's
I was
Pabst-
assaulted.
if it's Pabst or Bud or Bud Light, then it doesn't count. Because I mean, might as well be stealing water. But yeah, my brother used to do that. My older brother, him and his friends, they were hooligans. I think they were stealing the good stuff though.
You never went on a 4 a.m.
Natty
bagel
Ice.
run? When
What?
they deliver the fresh bagels? You never did a bagel run?
So a bagel run meant something totally different where I grew up. But go ahead. What is it?
4 a.m. We were usually at Denny's having B's and G's
Yeah.
coming down.
That sounds good right
I'll take the Super Bird, and my buddy over here is gonna have the Dilly Dinger, and I'll wake him up when the food gets here. Don't worry.
And bring me all of your biscuits and gravy. I want to make sure you heard me right. Not just a lot of biscuits and gravy. Bring me all of your biscuits and gravy.
Bro, that's totally me. I would totally eat all the biscuits and gravy, man.
Oh, man.
Our lights
Never
going
tried
to.
that.
You've never tried it?
Florida because they had grits.
No.
You've never
Well,
had
you
B's
don't
and
have
G's,
bis-
Sammy?
What?
You've never had biscuits and gravy?
No.
Oh,
Sammy,
man.
Sammy, you better be glad you don't live in the South, because if you lived in the South, that's like, that's how you get executed in the South. If you have not had, I'm not even that far deep south. I'm just southern Missouri, so I'm not even that far south.
Missouri.
But still, even in southern Missouri, if you haven't had biscuits and gravy, that is how you get executed. That is, if you haven't had biscuits and gravy, you're in line you're in line for death row before the murderers down in the South.
That's right. You can kill somebody if you want, but if you don't eat biscuits and gravy, that's it. You're dead.
Justified homicide.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like heaven.
Yes,
Whoever
it does.
Cream of tuna.
whoever brought biscuits and gravy to Earth is gonna
To
be
Earth.
probably end up getting in trouble with God, because they went up to heaven, went into the kitchen, and stole the recipe from the angels. That's basically how I can describe it.
It was those guys from Alien 51, Area 51.
Yes.
Alien 51.
Guys ready to raid?
we
What's
were
up,
talking-
guys?
We were
That's
talking
right.
about that earlier. I was just like, on September 20th, I'm gonna do a huge raid on YouTube. Just to say so we can go on Twitter and
That's
say
why everybody's
hashtag
raiding Area
Vegas.
51. They want to go get the rest of the recipes out of there. They figure it's gonna be some good recipes in there.
Some good gravy out there, yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's
rest-
so crazy.
Maybe
Yeah,
like I
some
don't know.
places it can
What
taste
does
like
that mean?
wallpaper paste.
Oh, it can. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about shit on a shingle either. Let's let that be known.
That's a military food.
Yes.
My grandma
Yes.
had a restaurant. She used to sell that. It was awesome, but it wasn't like most people think.
Chip beef.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Most people think it's chipped beef, and I guess they call that the same thing. But up in the Northeast, traditional sugar shingle, it's a white gravy with hamburger in it.
Oh, hamburger?
And they put it over toast.
Oh,
Yeah.
We used to do it with roast beef.
Yeah, we did with chip beef as a kid when we grew up. That's how we ate it. You know, I love cream chip beef on toast.
So sorry
Tell you
to
something,
interrupt.
You wouldn't.
Gravy is good, but
You wouldn't like the military version.
apparently we have different heavens, I guess, because you never had cream chip beef on toast. I don't think, because then you realize.
I have.
You have?
Oh
You
yeah.
think biscuits and gravy better?
Yeah, I think biscuits. I love both of them, but I think biscuits and gravy are better for sure.
You know, you have to have good gravy, Jim. And I think I've gone to too many places and gotten crap gravy. Turn me off.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
chorizo. I don't eat chorizo because I always get crap.
Well, see, I make my own. I'll eat it in a restaurant, but I far prefer my own. I've got a whole recipe that I've devised over the years, and I still have some of my old buddies in the military talking about it because I was married and living off post, and they'd come over to my house on Saturdays for a big old pot of B's and G's.
You are doing it with sausage, right?
Oh God, yeah, hot sausage, hot sausage. Yep.
Okay.
Funny said
Okay.
tuna.
So
Tuna.
Jim, from the way you're talking, so Jim, you served in the military, right?
Yes.
And then above and beyond, did you?
Marines, he said.
What?
Marines.
Thank you guys for your service.
Oh, appreciate it, dude.
And anybody else who's in this panel or on the stream who did that I did not realize it was in the military. Thank you guys for your service.
Mike, did you?
Thank you.
No, I didn't.
Oh, Anthony?
I dated a girl in the military one time, and I did a whole lot for her. But other than that, I appreciate you guys' service.
Thank you.
And then, yeah, absolutely. And then the rest of you guys, maybe in a few years, huh?
If they so desire.
I think we talked about that, Jim. The military didn't pay well in those days. It was $99 a month.
Oh
Still
yeah.
doesn't.
Well, we figured it out as E3s when I first went in. I think we were making 76 cents an hour.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm. Yep, a little more for the married guys because they paid extra.
83 cents an hour.
Yeah, it wasn't much. Trust me. Well, that's why I've said this before. You know, when we'd want to have a good weekend, we would go buy a whole case of Rainier beer a piece, and they're like $3. And then we get a case of or a 6-pack of our favorite beer, splurge on that, and get a buzz off the good beer, and then you don't care about the Rainiers after that.
Yeah.
One way to
Survival,
do it,
man. Huh?
That Pabst Blue Ribbon was tough.
Oh, yeah, I used to drink a lot of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Well, this is before I went to the military. And I don't think with the panel I should go into that too deeply, but that's all my father-in-law used to drink.
Yeah, we didn't.
Schaefer.
I remember Schaefer.
We drank Narragansett, Schlitz, and Keystone Light were the three that we drank.
Schlitz. There you go. Right up there with Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh yeah.
Well, once we discovered PBR, we were like, man, finally some good beer.
Okay. Oh, another Boy Scout story here. This was like 3 years ago. There was an adult that was at a Boy Scout camp who worked for PBR, and he was talking to some of the newer scouts, and he's just like, yeah, whenever cops pull me over and ask if I've ever given any minors beer, I just say no, but I've sure taught how to make it. And I was like, what? That is not something you tell at a Boy Scout camp, dude.
No.
That is not something you say. He got in a lot of trouble.
What's up, Jelly Duck?
Red Dog.
I turned it
Oh,
in.
yep.
Red Dog.
Red Dog and Red Wolf were both popular when I was a kid too, but that was splurging. That's what Jim was talking about. We'd buy like a 6-pack of the good stuff. We'd buy the Red Wolf or the Red Dog because to us that was good stuff. And then we'd slam the Keystone Lights. We were sadistic. We used to buy. We thought back then that the Jose Cuervo was good tequila because there was no 100% agave tequila back then on the market really. We'd buy Jose Cuervo if we couldn't. We'd go to the liquor store with the guy that would buy the liquor for us, and we'd be like, the guy working behind the counter knew it was for us. He didn't care. We'd be in him. He'd be like, we'd be making the choice of like, oh, we don't have enough money for Jose Cuervo, so we'll take his evil cousin Pepe Lopez. And what we would do is we'd fill a funnel with 2 beers and 2 shots of tequila. Well, and that's how everybody started the night out. When you show up to the party, somebody would grab the funnel, dump 2 beers, and put 2 shots of tequila in it, and wailed it down, and that would catch you back up, and you could jump right into the game of
What I love is that
card game that we play, Butthole, we call it. Butthole.
That beer that the Mexicans consider pea water, people over here are sticking a lime in it. What's that?
Oh, yeah. Corona.
Oh,
Lime?
that Corona. Oh,
It's made by Budweiser. It's not-
Idiots over here put a lime in it. No, you know, they're thinking they're fancy. The Mexicans throw that stuff out. They consider that Pabst.
Oh boy, it's about to get really interesting on this panel. I hear.
oh, it looks that way.
Hey, I used to go on the weekends
Like it.
and my $15.
You used to what, Jim?
It's not suitable for children.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'd like to say good evening to my friend Zorro down there in the corner. How you doing, buddy?
Zorro.
How you doing?
A little town called San Luis, Mexico. You can see donkeys on stage. All right. Not a great
Okay.
game. How you doing?
Donkey shows.
Oh, I hope we don't have to go in the donkey shows.
Gamer,
What's up, Gamer?
he's a strong silent type tonight.
There's a jelly bean dude dancing in the
Speaking
background.
of donkey shows,
Waiting for him to floss it.
What the hell kind of variety show you got
Flashbacks.
going on here?
I don't know. I just like
Quit doing that. You're scaring us.
it's
Hey.
fun if you keep watching the screen and every once in a while just glance over at Anthony from Gas Station TV. Every once in a while he has a look on his face like, oh, I'm on the internet. What's going on? Like, the eyes open up every once
Does
in
he
a
live in
while.
Arkansas or
So
something?
true, though.
Does he live in
There you
Arkansas or
go.
something?
I don't know.
Hey, Jim, you know, I don't even remember doing this background, but I don't know how to get rid of it. There's no way, there's no.
Hey, you guys are
Oh.
fancy
It should be in your
backgrounds.
Zoom settings.
I got a fancy background too. It's a closet door.
Do I have to sign in to do that?
Let's see. Did you go
I
to
got
the
a pillow
website?
on a wall.
It's not as fancy as Mike's garage door, but
Because I don't have any settings.
Did you join via the website, Jim?
No, not today.
Oh, okay. So you're using Zoom. Down in your toolbar, the Zoom should be highlighted. Open up the control unit. You know, the little
Mute audio, stop video,
Yeah.
rename, play pin video. What does pin?
mine doesn't give me any fancy options.
Click on yourself and right click on yourself, and you get options.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
here
I
you go, Jim. You see the interface here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this
You have to
little
sign in to do that, right?
well, if you've got it opened up, if you've got Zoomed opened up, you should have access to that panel. Then click the gear icon, and you'll get this over here. And then you just click on your virtual background and change it to nothing.
So Jim, do you have an affiliate link for Zoom yet? Because if you don't, you need one, man. Like you were the #1 spokesman.
I asked Zoom directly for him, and I never heard back from him. I need to follow up on that.
You need one because you were telling everyone.
Especially with Hangouts going away.
go
Oh,
to
yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah, for sure. And that's
Yes.
Hi.
I've been a cheerleader for him for a good long time now.
Yeah, one of the first sites I know that has been using it.
Yeah. It's like
It's funny that I was watching a video today and the guy was talking about the 5 things you can use to, and one of the things he mentioned was Zoom, and he was saying you'd have to use it with either OBS or vMix. My comment on the video, of course, was this great channel called the videocallin show does exactly that.
oh, you did? Thank you, man.
On Doug Houston YouTube on his channel.
Oh yeah, Doug Houston.
Yeah, you're getting
Dougie. I know Doug.
Yeah, Doug.
We all know
I
Doug.
know a dude that knows a dude that knows a dude that knows it.
Something like that, exactly.
well, Tony, keep that up, and you will get your face on one of my thumbnails.
All right. Listen, I will keep kissing your ass till the day I die. Don't worry about it.
Hello?
Hey,
Oh,
not
there
a
he
great
is.
gamer. How you doing, man?
Can't hear you, man.
I can hear you.
Hello?
No.
I love the
All I
look.
see is a red face. There's no.
Hello?
Come.
I
Hello,
can hear you.
hello.
If I say hello differently, does it count?
Hello.
Is this thing on?
Hello.
Hello.
Number three, Jimmy.
Mama.
He's calling a shot.
Hello. Hello.
What is that?
What is that?
That's enjoy, man.
Just take the mickey out of my accent. That's not racist. Somebody's made this an awkward video calling show. At least viewed this gets me humour. Everyone else is thinking, oh, is he being serious? How are you, Tony? It's been a while, my friend. I hope you're all right. Hello, video calling show. I'm going to go through you all. Video Easton, was that the racist? Not hello to you, young man. Gas Station TV, Mike Van Doozy. God bless you all.
Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Oh, yes.
That church dude is the racist guy.
It's always the religious ones, too.
First ones to go over the
just,
fence.
just a second, guys. Night, Susan. We'll talk to you later. Bye, Wendell. We'll talk to you. Hope to see you tomorrow. All right, continue, please.
I'm waiting for Lee the Nerd to call in.
Everyone's welcome. They all know that.
Yeah.
Breakdown, please.
Yeah, obviously they invited me here.
I didn't get an invite. Shows how important I am.
I only came because Tony was getting beat up by little kids.
And I appreciate it, Jim. Thank you.
They were jumping him.
They were.
Yeah.
Tony asked me to come. He begged me to come.
I did.
He was like, please, gamer, please come to the
I
video.
haven't seen you, buddy. You gotta come now. Come on, buddy. Put on the red mask.
Right, everyone, I am getting really pissed off with it is not a freaking mask. I do not wear a mask.
And you're a hell of an ugly dude.
Thank you.
You were as convincing as Bill Clinton right there. That was really good.
Yeah.
With respect, though, the Gem Hadar ain't exactly pretty, are they?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I'll get the stain off later.
I don't get the stains off. I just give them a little scrape. It had starchiness to them.
Hey,
oh boy.
it works for him.
Hey, look, squirrel.
No, I was just on my own.
Squirrel.
It must be an English thing. I apologise.
I never promised a clean show.
Yeah, like bangers and mash. Yeah. Oh boy.
Or a non-awkward one either.
I was gonna go watch TV with my wife, and I was like, "Hey, the video calling show's on if you don't mind." She was like, "Eh." It's like I was gone for a week. Yeah, come on. Gotta get back.
Hey, Jim, how you doing? This is another Jim. This is the third Jim on this panel.
Hi, Jim.
He's he doesn't have his mic hooked up just yet. Check the lower left version. Oh, there you go.
Lower right, you mean?
It should be lower left. It'll have a microphone and a camera. Yeah.
He's got a YouTube pillow, so he's one step above me.
Yeah.
One step above.
Jim, how you doing?
Hi there.
Good to see you, man. This is another Hoosier. He lives just up the street, actually.
All right.
Mm-hmm. We have not met in person yet, Jim, have we? We're going to very soon, I'm sure.
Go to Denny's.
Denny's. Actually, the funny part about that story is the older I get, the more I realize how bad the food is at Denny's.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible.
Oh yeah. I don't go there
Man,
anymore.
that sounds a lot like McDonald's.
Oh, I don't know.
When
I
you're
still.
drunk at 2 a.m. It's a little different.
Yeah, that's true. McDonald's as well, but yeah, I don't have a problem with a lot of. I know it's garbage food. It does nothing for you.
Yes.
Man, those
It
fries
is
and
stuff
those
for
double
you. It
quarter
makes you
pounders.
fatter.
Well, of course.
It actually does.
It makes you
man.
fatter
Yeah.
and gives you about a 30% higher chance of cancer.
Yep. And
You
it's,
should not be eating that stuff.
I know it's probably all
Yeah.
Oh, did somebody mention the C word?
the C word.
Hey, I'm over here spilling facts out, man.
Yeah, Denny's is good if you had a bunch of Schlitz. You drink some Schlitz. And you go to Denny's and you get the Schlitz again the next morning. Nice.
Cancer?
Please forgive me.
Oh, that C word.
Schlitz. Schlitz.
Schlitz.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
beer.
the name of a beer.
It's
Oh,
almost a
forgive
beer.
me. Please don't think I was being rude. I actually thought it was like a Jewish terminology or something.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Because I've never heard of that in my life.
And you won't. It's not going nationwide or overseas or anything. I think they're out of business.
I
aren't
think
they?
so
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I think they're gone.
Don't feel bad, gamer.
Yeah,
You
now
are-
we just
I don't
use it
feel
now as a
bad.
poopy term.
You're not missing anything
I don't feel bad. I have no remorse whatsoever.
except the Schlitz.
This morning, I just punched a nun because I thought it was cool, everyone. That's kind of who I am. I just roll with it. But what are you looking at, bitch? Bang, she didn't even know. I'll tell you what, that should have been on UFC. Anyway,
Dropped her like a bad habit.
mate, I flipped it.
Get it?
She was doing my head in. I gave her the stone cold stunner, mate. One in the stomach, straight down. She went up.
I usually
Stone cold stunner! JR shouted in the background. Crowd went wild.
I usually reserve the stunner for the greeter guy at Walmart. I walk in, he's like, "Welcome to Wall!" Bang, drop it.
When that happens,
yeah.
Like, do you know, it's like 4 times last month I got KO'd by the Walmart greeter at my local store. Our local store don't do. He only does the F5. Occasionally, if the fat lesbian shot putters in there, you'll get the last ride done to you.
We don't play, huh?
Yeah.
That move hasn't been pulled off correctly in 20 years.
She trust me, mate. She can pull you off. She can pull anything off, mate. Her name's Helga.
Yes,
Going back to
that got ugly fast.
What was that noise? Somebody have a velociraptor and a headlock? What was that?
What?
Was this loud? I don't know. Like beating up a velociraptor?
You
Going
just
back
get
to
a
that-
picture when you say the name Helga, don't you? Some big burly.
Oh, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Someone ever had a girlfriend named Helga.
Yeah. I bet she'd smell of sausage and cheese all the time.
Go to the Winter Olympics. Look at Team Russia. All of them. Just named Helga. What's your name? Let me guess.
Helga. And yours? Helga.
Yeah, going back to what he was saying about that nun. My social studies teacher, got slapped by a nun because he went over to see his girlfriend from Spain. And over there, you don't shake their hands. You like kiss the people on the cheeks. That's like their equivalent to.
Well, you remember that show, The Flying Nun, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
These guys remember. Say they're young enough.
You see,
Ministry, you remembered Flying Nun, right?
I've never seen it.
And then there was one.
But what he did, so he went to church with his girlfriend.
Did he?
And
With a girlfriend? I thought they liked boys there.
I don't know.
So glad you came on, Jim.
You told me to.
I'm glad you did.
As a strict devout Catholic, I must just put the limit on these boys' ages is 8.
Do you guys know how you tell it's bedtime at the Catholic Church?
What time at the Catholic Church?
Bedtime.
Bedtime. When the big hand touches the little hand.
Oh,
that's a Neverland Ranch, man. Come on.
I've had my accent mocked today and my religion. You know what? Video calling. Fuck you! No, I wouldn't really. I wouldn't.
Jesus. Great. You just got Jim demonetized. Good job.
We had a breakdown. First of all, he's not getting monetized.
One F-bomb, I can still be PG rated.
Oh.
It's more than 2 minutes in.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, they can only have one F-bomb in every PG rated show. So.
Oh, well, I retract it, and I didn't actually say the F-bomb. I said it is FENK.
Chrissy.
I wanted to have 2 breakdowns for 2 weeks in a row, but I do apologise. No
That's
more
okay.
F-bombs from me. Video call-in show.
I gotta
Thank
get
you,
one of those
sir. I appreciate
Boys and
that.
Girl banners to hang up behind me when I'm on. That's great.
I know, right?
Yeah, I love it.
I was watching your show, you talking, and then the spin of death came. You were nowhere to be found.
Did it work?
Oh yeah, it worked.
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, what is that?
No
thing
spin of
going on
death.
there?
That is another blue snowball.
When it comes to women who smell like cheese and sausage named Helga, I can deal with that. I just can't deal with people who smell like potatoes. That really turns me off. You know,
What
Unless it's
potatoes?
Unless it's a little person.
We can
midget.
talk about lesbian Russian shot putters, but we can't say the F word. Just to clarify it, video
Or
call.
midgets. You can't talk about midgets either.
Yeah, there's no midget talk. Those are the only people that I wouldn't mind if like they smell like potatoes. I'm okay with that. Onions and potatoes is fine, but
no midget wrestling. No midget.
Yeah. What if they're midget lesbian shot putters named Helga?
No bowling with midgets.
That's sausage and potatoes, man. That's a buffet. That's beautiful.
I can see now. I'm going to have to write some ground rules.
Oh, all right.
I think we're doing it for you.
Yeah, you are.
No,
We're gonna have to do a private.
No
Whenever I go on
midget
vacation,
wrestling?
we have to do a private stream for an hour when I first come back, so I can get all this out before we go live. That's all.
Can do, Skip.
You know, you need to get a Russian lesbian shot putter up here so you can.
I think so,
die.
Jim.
Hey, how come I'm the butcher's girlfriend in Jim's view there?
Yeah, you are. You're definitely in the Alice position without a doubt.
Alice.
The
I
Alice
couldn't remember her name.
I'm Mrs.
I
Brady, I
remember
believe.
Sam the butcher, but I didn't remember Alice.
You are Mrs. Brady.
Damn it.
That's okay. Don't feel bad to me. You make a good one.
What were the commercials she used to do? Was it for Tang or Ovaltine?
No, it was for Wesson Oil.
Yes.
Wesson, yeah.
Cooking the fried chicken there, brother.
God, how'd I pull that out of my ass?
I don't know. 3 things I love to drink though.
Wesson
Ovaltine,
Oil?
Tang, and
Wesson Oil?
Oh, yeah.
You get constipated a lot?
Huh? No, I don't, because I drink a lot of Wesson Oil.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. It helps with the Schlitz.
No,
Oh,
you don't
man.
need help with Schlitz. You
No.
drink the Schlitz, you're in the bathroom the next day whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Why is it? Why, when you say Schlitz, do you have to say Schlitz like 30 times in a row of a Schlitz sentence, as if you're promoting the stuff?
Well, I don't think they make Schlitz anymore. Well, they used to make Schlitz. Schlitz was a fine beer.
No.
It wasn't as good as Narragansett, but fine.
Did you just
There was
say
no
Schlitz and
amount
fine
of
beer in
chili.
the same sentence?
I did. I
Oh, man,
apologize.
dude.
I apologize.
Okay,
Worse
now I got to draw a line.
That's worse than dropping the F-bomb. Sorry.
Oh, you're not allowed to swear.
Wrong night.
We draw the line.
No, you picked the right night, Chrissy.
No, I actually feel bad because if I've made you a video, like if I honestly shouldn't have swore, I'm sorry, man. I actually feel a bit bad now.
Gamer, when are you going to make me a video?
I don't know because I can't even get out of bed properly.
I'm asking people to make me a video. I'm going to promote you for free, and I'm barely getting
Are
any.
you sure?
Oh, thank you so much. That'll get me an extra subscriber. That'll be it. Really.
Well, probably not.
You'll get
3 hours of time.
You ain't getting nothing out of my channel, I'll tell you that. You know subscribers out of me.
Look, I'll tell you this, sir. I'll make you a video, but I don't know how to make a video.
I get 2 views per video. It's me and Drunk Kings and Darwin. We both watch it. and
No,
I move on.
it's you, and then you click refresh.
Yeah.
I only watch the ones with O in them, so I mean, you're right.
Are they owing them? Oh man.
I only
Let's have a
watch
look how
videos
many
around
views.
Schlitz beer.
I'm gonna
That-
Google.
There was a TV show where all that guy drank was Rainier.
Oh, really?
Something with an L. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was
Lone
Montana
Ranger?
Sheriff. No, recent show. For real. It was
he
on
did.
for like 5 years. All he drank was Rainier.
Wow, they must have backed a truckload of money up to that guy's house.
Can't remember the name.
They bring me beer or money. It better be money, because I've had the beer.
Is that still an active seller?
I think so. They're not nationwide though. They were only selling in Washington State.
They show up, they're like, we have a check here for $50. Guy's like, $50? Hams is offering me 100. All right. I'm like, I tell you, I'm getting lifetime Schlitz on the other side.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Oh, I remember
Remember
that.
that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's some entertainment now.
I gotta tell you, when like my grandfather used to drink a certain beer, and when I could get a 6-pack of it, I really thought I was the king, and that is the champagne of beers, Miller High Life, and
Yep.
that was some good stuff when I was a kid. I got older, and I went to the store like 10 years ago or so, and I was like, man, I haven't had a Miller High Life forever, and I bought a 6-pack of it, and I was like,
Ooh.
this sucks. This is horrible.
Yeah.
You're better off drinking Coors liquid beer, the original Coors.
Yeah, the original course.
That's actually pretty decent. I
Oh,
like
Do you
Coors.
know what else sucks? Video calling show.
Oh God, here we go. God.
Vacuum cleaners.
Yes, they do.
They
See,
blow
folks.
too if you if you put the hose the other way.
Yeah, but only if you've got a reversible motor. You can actually like
No.
switch the poles with a normal motor, because otherwise it just like set on fire or blow up. Or
You've obviously never had the Hoover salesman come into your house.
we don't have Hoover salesmen. We're English. All we
What
have
did
is
they
bad
call those,
teeth.
Jim? Those the Hoovers that they used to come door to door with.
Oh, you talking about the Kirby's?
Hoover used to do it too.
Oh, Hoover used to do it?
Hose on either end.
Kirby's are amazing.
Yeah. Those
Kirby's.
floor units, yeah, you could just put the hose on the ass end of it and it would actually blow out
Yep.
and not have to reverse the motor. Same way with
Right.
just about any shop vac out there.
Sorry, video calling. This is your show, but I would just like Christina, say something. Say
Alright,
what.
Chrissy.
Wow, I don't know if I'm lagging or not. Am I lagging?
No, you're
No,
not.
no, you're perfect.
Do you have a mic on your headset?
No,
No,
there's the mic.
the snowball right
All
there.
right. Yeah.
I can't see
This-
everybody at once. Can you hear me okay?
We can, but when other people are talking, if you try to talk, it cuts out probably because your mic's too far
Okay,
away.
but it's better than the iPad that I usually
Not one of those
use, right?
obscene microphones, is it?
Yeah, it's
It
much
looks
better.
like it. That's yeah. Look at that.
Hey, this is
These are my-
Jim, this is a family show.
Furry thing.
Let's keep it clean.
So Jim Wallace, alias Mr. Graphic, how you doing, man? I've never met you before.
I'm okay. I've got
wait.
I've got a overmodulation, and it's hard for me to. I'm getting a sound issue here. I can hear, but it seems like it's overmodulated.
Mm.
Hey Jim, they're supposed to be keeping it clean here, because if that's the case, I think the train derailed a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It long left that station.
You just picking up on that hour and 15 minutes in?
Yeah,
That's why he didn't want
there's
me up
something
here.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead, Chris.
I hear people talking from like 30 seconds ago at the same time as live. How do I fix that?
You shut
Mute,
off the sound on the stream.
yeah, mute the YouTube video.
Yep.
And just
Mute?
mute the YouTube video and just listen to the Zoom feed.
That's the echo you're hearing.
Okay,
Yeah.
now how do I do that?
Are you
'Cause on
watching
my
the YouTube?
computer,
Yeah.
When
Are
I
you?
turn the volume down,
Yes.
I
Turn it
hear
all the way
nothing.
down. You don't hear
I
even
hear
No,
us?
you turn the volume down on YouTube, not on your computer.
Not on the computer, just on the YouTube. You go to the YouTube stream.
Yeah.
And right below Jim is the little speaker next to the pause button or whatever. Just click that and mute it.
Oh God, I don't know.
Put
what
your
to-
cursor on Jim, and the
Oh, mute.
volume thing will speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll
Come on.
show up.
No, you've muted yourself.
Yeah, you muted
right.
yourself now, Chrissy.
There you
Okay,
go.
I'm back.
There
right?
you're back. Yep, now you're back.
Well, what the
The
heck?
Zoom is irrelevant. Go
Put,
to
put your mouse
channel.
where it says call-in show. Move it back and forth there on YouTube, and it should show up with the volume thing. Or take your medications, one of the two.
I muted myself again.
No,
Oh,
No?
no, you're good.
I'm good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't know if you want to hear me.
This is the best you've ever sounded. You've got that mic working. We just got to
Yeah.
figure out why you're getting an echo. Are you still getting the echo?
Yeah, I am.
Mm.
I just heard somebody say medication,
that was me.
Oh.
That's
and
the
I
echo.
just heard myself say I muted myself again.
Are you watching the YouTube video, Chrissy? The live stream?
Maybe I should sing now. No, I'm only kidding.
Chrissy, are you?
Um,
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay. Are you watching the YouTube live stream? You have
Yes.
YouTube open?
Just
yeah,
pause it.
just mute that,
Yeah.
or just pause it, or mute that
Oh.
video.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why
hang on.
women belong in the kitchen.
Oh, come on now.
There.
Ah, there.
There.
Better?
I got rid of it.
Ah.
Yes. Thank God
That's
we
like
didn't
taking a
touch-
2-mile hike to go 100 yards.
Oh man, but that will mess you up.
That damn technology.
So what's the weather like where everybody is? It is as hot as it is here?
Everybody at one
Yep.
time now. Go.
Yes.
Yes.
It's as hot as it is there, but we just measure it in Fahrenheit, but it's still just as hot.
Yeah.
I love Fahrenheit, unless we're doing ice fishing, then it's different.
Why is it different? That's interesting.
Yeah, it is, because I know if it's 0, then for you guys it's like minus
No, it's 32.
Yeah, it's 32 degrees.
32.
Yep.
But it's 0 for us, which I mean, I think 0 is flat ice. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Is that Is there an octopus arm coming at you there, Jim Wallace?
He's got a cat.
Oh, that looked like an octopus tentacle coming at him. I don't know what was going on.
I thought it was Emu for a moment. That's my cat. I changed headphones, and that made I've got a little issue with the wire on this other headphone, but I changed headphones. I can hear better.
Oh, very good. Very good.
You check Jim's channel there. He found StreamYards this week.
If Jim would type in the chat, I could check out his channel. That'd be awesome.
And he hasn't let go since. Let's put it.
I did a live stream myself before this. I was on late because I was in there watching the live stream I just did for 2 hours before this, and I fell asleep, and so that's why I was late. I always, see what happened. You can't really see this when you're doing it live, and
right.
So I always review that, and that's what happened.
Jim, could you type in the chat so I can check out your channel?
That's you, Jim Wallace.
I've got my name under my picture here. That's the name of my channel, Jim Wallace, alias Mr. Graphic.
If you type it in,
yeah, then he gets to
YouTube,
click on the.
just click on it.
Yeah, he gets to click on the button or the hamburger menu on the left, and.
There's that octopus tentacle again.
Okay, so why does my name have my real name here? I don't like that.
That's what you chose.
Yeah, that's what you typed in.
On Zoom?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't do this the other day. Actually, it was my daughter's boyfriend that did that.
Oh, well, it's not your full name. It's just your full first Christian name.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Nobody calls me except my mother did when she was mad at me. That's about it.
Oh,
Jim,
well.
you got to type in the chat of the actual video on YouTube, not in the private chat.
Yeah. No. He's talking to Jim
Wallace. I didn't know
Wallace.
what that was.
It's Jim Wallace, alias Mr. Graphic. Just type that.
Yeah.
Just type hello in the YouTube chat, and they will be able to go to your channel.
Thank you, Brad.
So now
okay,
you know
I got to open up another window.
Now you know I have to. No, you don't have to do that. Oh, okay. So yeah, he went ahead and linked it. Brad did. Thanks, Brad.
Congratulations on 910.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are we here?
I can't see the chat right now, eh?
You can't see the YouTube chat?
You can pop
Not
it
yet,
out
but
of
I'm
YouTube.
working on it.
Yeah, pop it out.
Yep, I popped it out.
Okay. I'm just.
Of course, now that you put Christina in there, I have to reference you as Christina.
Oh God! That mean you're mad at me? No. Okay, so I just got to reload the video.
Okay.
Thanks for helping me with this, guys.
Sure.
This is my first time ever using this camera and this mic.
Mhm.
It took me months to get my daughter and her boyfriend over here to do this because they do their own live streaming.
The mic sounds good though.
Yeah,
Your daughter live streams on YouTube?
Yeah.
What's that?
Your daughter live streams on YouTube?
She's on Twitch.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah, gamer.
Yeah,
But it's a start. She used to do YouTube videos, but she kind of shied out of that.
I know a lot of people that go to. I know a lot of people that go on to Twitch. I just don't. I don't know. I just find it. It's a mess over there, I think.
Yep.
I am the only. I have so far found that I am. If I am not the only, I am like 1 in 3 songwriters on Twitch.
Twitch is really for gaming, not for chatting so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I did live stream on
I'm
Twitch
just
for a
over
while.
there
It didn't
to
work. Yeah.
I'm just on Twitch to disturb the peace and throw a little songwriting in it and just make people mad, pretty much. That's basically all I do on Twitch.
What's that, Jim?
You didn't like it?
It wasn't that I didn't like it. I just never found an audience. Of course, I probably didn't give it enough time.
You playing Donkey Kong?
No.
No, he was live streaming on it. Because there's a bunch. There's XSplit, DLive.
Yeah.
Library.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
a bunch of them out there.
Okay, I think I got this figured out, kind of. I've taken. I opened up the YouTube thing.
Go to the top right with the 3 little dots there where it says chat, top chat.
Well, I have it.
Go to the 3 little dots, click on them. It'll say pop out chat. When that pops out, bring that down to the minus bar. Lower it down to the bottom of your screen. Go back to, what are we on? Go back to
Hitting
Zoom.
pop out chat and nothing happens.
Shrink it to the bottom.
Okay.
after it comes up.
Nothing.
All right, first an octopus. Now, what is it? A dingo?
We'll get there,
A
guys.
dingo.
I'm sorry.
He's got an emu puppet hand.
Yeah. Jim's a puppeteer
Mr.
of days
Emu.
old.
This is Mr. Emu, my associate in crime.
You're a puppeteer?
I am now.
Do you ever watch Patsy Houlihan?
He's got big feet. There's a story behind this, which I won't go into now, but there was a famous comedian in Britain who had, name was Rod Hull, and he went to Australia and worked for Sydney, Channel 9 in Sydney, and he found a big 5-foot emu puppet back in the prop room, and he took it back to England, and he did a TV show, and he was on Johnny Carson, and he became a millionaire with this one little puppet. This is a smaller likeness of it. I bought this from England, and it's a collector's item. You can't buy them today.
I had a 5-foot Wile E. Coyote. I used to put him in the passenger seat so I could drive in the high occupancy vehicle lane.
I love that.
True story.
My uncle used to ride around with an Alf doll bungee corded to the sissy bar on his motorcycle, and he had a helmet on it. You know, open face, like just one of the little top hat helmets, you know? He'd ride around with this Alf. It was a big Alf doll. It was like 3 feet. He'd ride around with Alf on his motorcycle. Anthony, I don't know what you're laughing about. You're in the Alice position right now. Sorry. Sorry, man.
I think I was talking about that with someone the other day. I don't think you could have Wile E. Coyote on TV anymore. It'd be too radical.
Really?
Oh, you kidding me?
He was always going to the
heads would
Acme
melt.
explosion shop.
Yeah. You put Wile E. Coyote on TV nowadays, and you have to create safe spaces for people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
good
politically
Lord.
correct.
Good Lord.
It's true.
Where are we
Trying to
going?
kill the road
Can you
runners.
imagine if some network had the balls to replay Archie Bunker these days?
Dude,
All in the
I
Family.
just saw that on, yeah, it was like on one of those off-air, like Me TV or Comet or something.
Such a great show.
Yeah, I'm going through the guide and I see All in the Family. I thought, somebody actually brought that back in
Oh, I
syndication.
can imagine the people that are
The first time
lined up at
Sammy
the door to
Davis
pick it.
Jr. was on.
Oh, yeah.
all those non-job having fucking people who do nothing but
And
protest.
their day, right,
Mhm,
right.
mhm.
And their day picking on the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, get a life.
Well, Gloria and
Exactly.
Meathead were the hippies.
Yeah. And now Meathead's the biggest bitch in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
He'd be the guy at the front of the picket line. We shouldn't show this show. If you
Way
watch
to-
this show,
yeah.
you're probably a Trump supporter if you watch this show.
Way to
You're
support your art
obviously
there. I mean, it's a slice of life and a you know, at a time that called for it.
And you know, when you look at it, there was balance as well because you had that. Oh,
And you
Well, you
had
gotta
her
remember.
shutting
just
them up.
just
Yeah.
the adults now.
But you got to
Zach's
remember,
brothers
yeah,
used to shut him
You
up
had-
all the time.
you
you
got to
had-
remember they were actually making fun of Archie most of the time. He was
Right.
a caricature of what those people.
And not only that, but you had the balance too, because then you had the spin-off of it, which was the Jeffersons, which
Yep.
was the opposite.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
coming from the other side.
You know,
Well-
talking about Archie Bunker and that, my mom and dad had their own lazy boy chairs. You weren't allowed to sit in them. It's just like Archie Bunker and Edith, I tell you. How about your parents? Were they like that too?
I have
it
my
like
own
having
that nobody's.
anything?
I have my own that no
Yes,
one's
I
allowed
don't
to sit in.
Well, yeah,
No.
but it's different.
My dad used to get drunk and break all the furniture, so we didn't really have much. You know.
Oh man.
Drunk King says Anthony thinks he's using a gas station mic. You can't understand them when they use the mic at the servo, which I guess is the pump. You do sound like you're at the gas pump right now.
Yeah.
You gotta.
It won't take my card.
prepare, sir.
No, it won't take my card.
Yeah, yeah. Press number.
We stopped at a
Come
gas
inside,
station.
we will take way too much of your money.
Yeah, that voice. That's the voice we're talking about.
We stopped off the highway in New York when we were driving back. We went from Ohio up along Lake Erie to Niagara Falls on Friday so we could see the falls with the kids. And then we were driving back down like kind of across New York on the New York freeway, whatever it is. And it's nothing but farmland everywhere. So we finally get to, there he is. What's up, gamer? We finally get to this, like, we're looking for signs. There's nothing. There's nothing. All there is rest areas, and gas is like $8 a gallon at those damn things.
Jesus.
So finally, we finally start getting to civilization, and we get off the highway. I need gas. I gotta stop somewhere and get some burgers for the kids. It was the weirdest stop, man. We get off the highway. I go to the gas station. I'm trying to run my card and get some gas, and it keeps telling me error 4 NADER or something, 4 nader. What the hell? And it says see attendant. So I go inside and I'm thinking, what the hell's wrong with my card? You know, my debit card. So I go inside. The guy working had to be 14 doobies in at this point. He looked like he was fucking glazed and pasted. He was sitting behind the counter. He's like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Yeah, man. Pump says to see attendant." I said, "My card won't work." And he's like, "Well, what's wrong with your card?" I'm like, "Well, to my knowledge, nothing." I said, "I tried it 4 times and it kept saying error, see attendant." He was like, were you trying to put it on his debit? And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, no, debit don't work." I go, "Well, then why the fuck does the screen say debit or credit?" And I click debit, and he goes, "I don't know. I've been telling him to fix that since I started working here 7 months ago." He's like, "No." I'm like, "You know what you could do? Next time you're working, take some index cards and just write debit does not work, choose credit, and just hang on each one of the gas pumps." You know, and he's like, "Man, people come in here all day long saying there's a problem at the pump. It's because they keep trying to choose debit." And I go, "It's because it's an option. That's why. That's why they're doing it. We're not stupid."
And that's not
He's
the
like,
first thing out of your mouth when they walk in?
I know, and that was the whole thing. He's like, "Oh, I don't know what's wrong." And then like 30 seconds later, "Did you choose debit, you moron?" So I go out, I choose credit, we get gas. We drive down the street, we're looking for someplace to get some burgers or something. There's a Burger King. So we go to pull in, all the lights are off at the Burger King. Just the lights inside in the lobby are on. It's like 8:30 at night. Total darkness outside. But I see people walking around, so like, okay, so we pull in. I go inside, it's like the night shift crew of millennials in there working. You know, "Hey David, suck it." So there's like a it's a bunch of it's a bunch
Good
of
one, Dave.
millennials working. And I get up to the counter and I'm looking at the dollar menu, like, okay, what kind of burgers do I want? You know, I get 5 kids. Me and my wife, 5 kids. I gotta buy a couple sacks of burgers, right? So I'm up there and I hear this lady calls in from the drive-thru, and the girl like rolls her eyes and she's like, "Welcome to Burger King." And the girl's like, "Hey, all the lights are off outside. Your sign's not lit up. None of the signs on the building are lit up." She's like, "Yeah, what do you want?" And the lady's like, "Well, I can't see the menu board." She's like, "Okay, what can I get you?" She's like, "Do you realize all your lights are out?" And she's like, "Yes, I realize that. Did you want to order something?" And then, so the girl comes walking up to the counter to me while I'm listening to this, and she's like, did you want to order?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I came in here for food." I was like, "You know, all your lights are off outside, right?" She's like, "Yeah, we know." I was like, "Okay." I'm like, "Well, I wasn't sure." I was like, "I wasn't sure you're even open." She was like, "Hey, yeah, we're open. Did you need something?" I'm like, so, and I realized they're just a bunch of lazy ass kids. They probably turn the lights off on purpose so that they have less people coming in. I mean, these kids were all, you know, I'm looking in the back. The kid who's cooking burgers is standing back there typing away on his cell phone, having a good old time. I'm like, "I'm about to ruin your night, buddy. I'm ordering 14 cheeseburgers. You better get your beer and some nuggets, bitch." But anyway,
Yeah.
it was just the weirdest stop, the weirdest little town. Like everyone was just like, I don't know, like they had their head up their ass. Like I don't want to go back there. It was Syracuse, New York.
Freaking Twilight Zone over there, man.
It was weird, man. It was weird.
Now,
You
I had a really weird
your food.
that when I was 16 years old, and we were going, we were on our way to Colorado Springs to see my aunt and uncle, and we stopped somewhere in Missouri, and there was just this blink town. Like if you blink it, you're gonna. And we stopped at this only restaurant in the whole place. It had signs, salad bar. So my mom said, "We're there." We walked in. Literally every person stopped talking, put down their utensils, and stared. And there had to be at least 50 people in this restaurant, and they all stared. Like you could have broke the silence with a knife. You know what I mean? Like it was weird.
Because you're an out-of-towner, you think?
It was weird. So it's like, "Hi, how are you? We're from Canada." And then they all quickly started eating again. But it was the weirdest thing. I'll never forget it. I don't know why it happened.
You Canadian people seem pretty friendly, and I don't know if you think we're friendly or not here in America, but
Sure you
it's like the unwritten rule around here. We try not to make eye contact with Canadians.
How would you know?
Except Jim Wallace.
Canadian too, Jim?
No.
No.
Oh, that's right. What am I saying? You live up the street from Jim. You're not Canadian.
Where's Jim?
Indiana. I'm from Indiana.
Anna wants me. Lord, I can't go back there.
Hello, David, the producer. There, I've said something. That's my contribution.
Sweet.
There you go.
I just wanted to apologise once more for my
red mask.
Relax, dude. It's all good.
Hey, I hope I didn't offend you the other night when I was joking around calling you Russell Brand. I didn't mean any harm by that.
No, you haven't. No. You've done nothing. I just
Okay.
If I feel like
I love your accent.
I've bugged it up.
Although it is
the carrot top he took offense to.
it is rumored that's why he's got the ultraviolet light now. But I'm just saying.
Oh.
Good thing he's not in a hotel room.
Don't aim that light at the sheets.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No DNA required.
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
Lord, a phone, none of that.
I took a DNA test, and I was joking around with a buddy of mine, and I was saying, can you imagine taking one of those DNA tests, you got to spit in it, and like spitting on a sheet at a hotel and then scraping it up with a little vial and sending it in? Wow. That would be amazing what would come back, wouldn't it? That'd be awesome.
Ancestry.
But, yeah, I did my ancestry. It's funny. I was in Ohio visiting my mom last week, and my mom refuses to accept my DNA results that I got. My DNA results say that I'm 47% British. I was raised my entire life being told that I'm half Italian, and that I'm a quarter Irish, a quarter Swedish. I knew it was bullshit from the get-go because my last name is French. I had my last name researched when I was younger, and I have the hanging up on the wall, right? I got the thing that gives the, so I knew I was part French. I wasn't happy about it. But I knew it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go about bragging about that.
No, I'm not bragging at all. I'm actually complaining.
I don't think it's a reliable test either.
So, I got it.
These were the French.
I got it done. I'm 47% British. I'm like 17% French, and then I'm a little mix of some other stuff. And like the last thing on the bottom, it says 12% Southeastern European or something like that, and it says could be Italy, Greece, Spain, blah 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 blah, and then it says leans heavily toward Greece. So I'm like, man, the one part of me that could have been Italian leans heavily toward probably being Greece. So I tell my mom, I'm like, like when my kids and I eat spaghetti now, I tell them, back when I used to be Italian, we used to eat spaghetti a lot more.
Back when I was an Italian.
I go to my mom's house and my DNA came back. It turns out I'm Jim's dad. So I went. We're at my mom's.
You were the mailman?
We're at my mom's house this week, and I'm talking about the DNA thing, and she's like, "That DNA is a bunch of crap. I don't know where it's." And so we sit down and have dinner with my mom, and she makes spaghetti and sausage, and we sit down and eat. My son looks at my mom, my oldest son. He's like, "Did you know that my dad used to be Italian?" Because I say it all the time. my mother was so pissed. She still refuses to believe that the DNA test is accurate. I don't
just
really
ask
care.
the marketing company down the block what you are. They know.
Those DNA tests have been proven to be very inaccurate, by the way.
Yeah.
That and Ancestry.com are nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm not spending more money to go to a different company to compare the results.
Well, I was going to ask you, why don't you change your name on it and then send in your same DNA and see if you get the identical results back, or if next time you're going to be, let's say you're Turkish maybe next time, or
Turkish.
You never know.
He's saying it could be. Just see if it changes that much.
you may see an inconsistency in the results.
I'm sure.
Right,
I'm sure.
right.
It will. But for no Italian to come back was pretty.
Somebody sent their DNA, which is a mouth swab, to 2 or 3 of those companies and came back with totally different answers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
They can prove who you are, but they can't really prove where you're from because it goes back so far that the DNA gets so mixed up. But I guess it's not a very accurate way to do it. But for $100, it's a conversation piece.
Mm-hmm.
Well, According to my
That's about
DNA, according to the results I did get, I'm 3% Canadian Indian, which I didn't realize that was a thing, but Canadian Indian. And I'm like
No.
I'm like 1.7%.
Not an Indian from Jersey?
Oh, no, 1.3% American Indian. So I figure I got Elizabeth Warren's ass whooped. So, you know.
Everybody has Elizabeth Warren's ass whooped.
That's right.
Well, it's weird because apparently, according to the ancestry research that I've been doing just on ancestry and meeting different shirt-tail relatives along the way, apparently I'm part Mohawk way back generations ago. And what they figured was the Mohawk from this particular tribe was a very big tribe, and they came up from like the New York region. And
Everything on Long Island is named for Indians.
Yeah.
So you very well could be.
Yeah.
You
I
got-
don't know.
You got Waldorf and Statler going back and forth over here in the chat. Drone Kings and David.
We're just all Heinz 57s anyway.
Yeah.
Francis, I did a DNA test on my channel. It turns out it's 20.32% MySpace.
That's awesome.
Then David with the most disgusting fact of the night.
The
What's
only
that?
chart I can see is from Nightbot.
Oh, well,
I don't
David
know
the
why.
producer said every Marriott this side of the Mississippi has his DNA. So there you go. Now you know.
I can trace the history back in my family on some of the sides to a long time back. And a long time back, our family was essentially like Game of Thrones. We was a lordship. We had our own house, our own banner. I've managed to find the banner online that our house had. We had our own land, and it's we basically owned loads of coals and mines, and we was, yeah.
So you're the perfect "Oh, how the mighty have fallen" story, huh?
Yeah. So which one screwed it up? Find him.
It
Find
was
his ass and
Yeah.
drag him outside.
Where's that Horace?
the last time I could find any information on our house was the 1700s.
Wow.
That was a long time ago that the house went. But it would have been a lord as in lord of the land, not lord as in Lord Peerage, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Gamer, do you own your house? Your current day house, not the house you're talking
This
about.
is an awkward conversation.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering, is it
that's
like a
really
family? Is
personal.
the house that you live in, is it a family house that's been passed down, or is it not even a family house?
In England, we don't really do that much.
Mm.
No.
No.
Okay, just wondering. Awesome Epic Adventures. Hello and welcome.
I couldn't. I
30
want to.
views.
If anyone wants to give me some money so I could buy a house, I'd be grateful. Just a little,
Yeah.
you know, PayPal me $5,000 or something.
You got to talk to Mike Van Duzer. He's the rich one.
Mike Van Duzy, you came and you bought me a house with a jacuzzi. Do you want to help me out?
We'll
$5
see.
grand
Maybe
ain't gonna do it.
In due time.
Yeah, $5,000 ain't gonna do it.
No.
Mr. Van Duzy, I was only kidding, sir. Please don't think I was sincerely asking you for $1.
No,
Oh, I'm
that's
not
cool.
kidding. Send me
I
half a
wanna say
million,
that.
Mike.
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, have you ever heard
Oh,
of
buy a lottery ticket and we
Rod
see
Hull?
what?
Yeah.
Mike, have you ever heard of Rod Hull, who used to be a British TV personality with a puppet like this back in the 70s and 80s?
I know who you're on
I
about, sir.
think
You
I
have the same accent he does.
do. I?
Yeah. I'm good at accents. You have the same. I've watched 20 of his videos, and you have the same accent. So you both must be from the same area. He died in.
Born in Florida.
He went up on his roof and tried to straighten his antenna and fell off and died at 59. But he was.
You don't hear those stories
funny guy.
anymore. Think
Nah,
about how many
light-
people's lives are saved on cable.
lightning hit him on the way down too. They left that out of the story.
We were high tech. We actually bought the motor to go on the antenna. You turn it inside and you hear it going eat, eat, eat. For real.
When we went high tech,
What
we
you
put the
could do-
tinfoil on the rabbit ears.
Just to have it cheaper, just put a sunflower on top of the antenna so it follows the sun. Ah.
See, Gamer asked for 5K for a house, and we said you couldn't do it. And Lee the Nerd says 5K will get you a van. And we've all seen what a van can do on YouTube.
It'll get you
Need
millions.
a little
Yeah.
It don't even have to run.
Welcome back.
5K would get me the surgery I finally need, which the NHS won't pay for because everyone seems to think in the UK that NHS is free healthcare when it's completely not.
No,
Ah, there we
no.
go.
Lee the Nerd, a van only does something on YouTube if they edit your videos for you and push you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Touche.
No kidding.
What
How
gamer?
long do you have to sign up for a surgery there? Not a great gamer?
Oh, we can't go into this without being offline, and I would really appreciate it if we left it at that. 'Cause
Okay.
I would say something that somebody would get offended by. But long story short, funding's very selective and preferential, and I don't meet the criteria.
Well, it's the same way here in the United States for the penis enlargement surgery, buddy.
Yeah.
It's enlargement surgery. It's an actual surgery that would benefit my health a lot.
Got to be on an actual Wheaties box in order to get your gypsums cut off these days.
Gibsons. Wow.
So, yeah, I can't really go into it much more than that because the reasons that they have given are ridiculous.
There it is.
Well, that's the problem with free programs, isn't it?
It's not free. We pay national insurance.
Sure.
Well,
Yep.
I pay like £3 a week,
Yeah.
which isn't much, but it's still
It's never free.
on top of the tax that we pay over here, which is audacious. On top of everything, we pay road tax that don't even go towards our roads. That's actually stuff like that. Like, we pay enough.
I heard
pay
that.
a-
Is
you
there
pay a
really a road
tax.
tax for driving in London? Like you get penalized for driving your own car?
London, you get the full fist. Oh my god! The congestion charge in London. If you took a proper American car, like a Humvee petrol, what's the size of a Humvee engine? Please forgive me.
It's a V8.
Yeah.
Just like that. If you drove out through London, there'd be someone rubbing their hands together because as soon as you pass that big red sea, which is the congestion zone, you get slaughtered. And they like to do it on emissions. So if you've got an electric car, you can actually be exempt from the congestion charge. But if you went through there in like a monster truck doing like 3 miles to the gallon, I can't even imagine what you'd have to pay. But that's on top of road tax, which can be, if you're driving a big engine, the road tax can be thousands a year. If it's like a really, really big engine that dumps out tons of fuel. And the reason being is all of this above and beyond is because by 2030, we don't want diesels on our road. And by 2040, they don't want no petrol. They want everything to be hybrid at least by law.
Bastards.
So you pay a tax for your free healthcare. They're trying to do something like that over here. There wasn't a drunk guy from Vermont to talk you guys into that, was there?
Is that Sanders or whatever?
Yeah.
He's always up there slurring, the hair's all over the place. Question free healthcare.
Yeah, I like being legislated by somebody who's never had a real job their entire life.
Right. Yeah. Listen. He's middle class, man.
Oh yeah, with 3 houses.
Trying to say that with a straight face.
He's middle class in each one of his houses.
As a veteran, I get free health care. I've had a lot of problems, and I have never paid a penny. So,
I wondered if what I just typed was live.
I
Can
hope
you see
that.
it?
Yes, just a question, guys. I'm still trying to see the chat. I seem to be having problems getting to see the live chat. Does it appear that I'm typing live?
You are
No,
typing
it does
live.
not. No, it doesn't.
Good. Okay. Because a minute ago, all I could see was Nightbot.
Pepper. Well, let's go.
Oh, really?
Chat.
The scary sight.
And it was like Nightbot.
Tim's trying to tell you something.
I think I got it figured out.
Oh, it's Mike over there. He's being awful quiet, but he's pressing a lot of keys.
Right, here we go. Sorry, above and beyond. You can do there. Right, if you go to central London in like a car or a smaller van or something, and you go into a zone called the ultra low emission zone, £12.50 for a car or something. But if you're in a lorry or a bus or a heavy vehicle, £100 payable within 24 hours.
Is there like
Just
a
driving
toll
into
booth?
London.
Do they have like a toll booth or something on the way into London? How do they do that?
There's big red circles on the floor which symbolise the congestion charge, and there's cameras everywhere, and you usually have police as well.
Oh, so
That's crazy.
it's like they'll send you the ticket or the fine or whatever, right?
It automatically tags up to your what do you call it, license and registration.
Oh, so you pay it every time you register your vehicle.
Well,
Or license your
what
vehicle.
I mean is, you've got to pay it within 24 hours of like the next day, and if you don't, they get the registration on the system, and it flags up your home address, and then they send a bill to your home address.
Nice.
And that's when it's serious. If you don't start paying government fines, they will literally come around, drag you off, and shaft you.
You know,
don't pay,
Jim,
we'll take it away. I've heard that.
where we are here, and
Great
you were down here, there's something called the Beeline that goes from Cocoa Beach straight to Orlando.
Mhm.
They put 3 tolls up on that just because they wanted more money. There's
Yeah.
tolls in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
because once you leave Brevard County, there's nothing, and they put up a toll booth.
My mother, my nephew was at my mom's house visiting the week before we came down, and she had to drive my nephew back and meet my brother halfway to drop him off. And my brother and his wife decided that they want to go to Hershey, Pennsylvania. So she had to go a different route and go across Pennsylvania to drop him off. So that way they can go to Hershey and all that.
Right.
So she gets over there and she gets on the thing and they get on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, I think it was. And they drive out, they get off the Pennsylvania Turnpike, they get back on, they got the speed pass thing, which is, good for every state. And they went to get back on. As they were getting back on, they were at the booth and they look over and they see the charge. It's $30 each way to use the Pennsylvania Turnpike. It cost my mom $60. She's like, if I'd have known that, I had told your brother to kiss my ass. Meet me somewhere else.
And you can take that all the way up. It's I-95 from Miami up to New York. And
Right.
if you take that, you get hit in Pennsylvania, you get hit in Jersey hard too.
Well, it's the Blue Hair Highway, man.
Yeah,
They know where the money's at.
But 95 isn't the turnpike I'm talking about. I've taken that. I've gone that. I've driven back and forth from Massachusetts to Florida 6 times, and I've always paid cash for the tolls. It was never a $30 toll. The bridges were the biggest ones. It was like a $17 bridge.
So a turnpike is just a toll, yes?
Yeah, pretty much.
And is this PA turnpike? Is this at the border of one state?
It's like your M25, I guess. It's a large motorway, a 4 to 8 lane motorway.
8 lanes? Well, 8 lanes on one side?
4 per side.
Yeah.
I was going to say if you had 8 per side, that would be so American.
No.
Oh, it is. They
the longest parkway on Long Island. It's called the Long Island Expressway. Sit there and stop. It'll take you 8 hours to go, 30 miles?
Wow.
but they they have at least 8 wide down in like Atlanta.
Well,
I
we
would
have a
love to see that.
Yeah.
And it's really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Lee asked me to drop this link to him so he can connect with me on YouTube.
We have 4 lanes where I am.
I'm gonna put this link in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead, Tony.
I just want to make sure it's cool. If anybody else wants to hit it too, you can connect with me on YouTube here. And if anybody wants to make an opening video, just tell me your name, what your channel's about, and then say you're watching Viewed This, and I'll use them. If you watch my last video, I did Wendell Live at one point. It was awesome. But we'll put them up. There's Juliet Miranda.
Juliet,
I'll put them at the beginning of my videos.
David!
Promote your channel. So
where's Juliet Miranda here?
Exactly.
No, David is.
What's up, David?
I've been shamed to come up here.
Get your ass.
Oh, come on now. Shame to come on the video calling show panel.
You went to Nashville. I couldn't believe it.
Show, of course. It's Tony. Tony's like, get up here, you dork.
That's what he did to me when the kids were ganging up on him. I guess they went to bed.
Hey, you got to make this Sunday like an 18 and over live stream, man.
Yeah, well, I think it got
Just
a
for the
little
next
blue
4
for him.
weeks till they get back to school.
Yeah.
When I first looked, Tony wasn't even on yet. We were on Inspired John's live stream, and we peeked over. We're going to do a raid. And I said, we need to jump over there. I said, it looks like daycare.
It did start out that way, and that's fine. They're good kids.
Not you, Tony.
Yeah, except for you, Tony, of course.
Well, I was getting ready to get on, and I saw Houston Music Ministry was on, and Jelly Bean popped on, and Sammy popped on, and Jelly Bean popped on, and my wife's standing here, and I go, all right, I'm gonna get on. She's like, "You getting on with a bunch of kids?" And I was like, "Well, yeah."
I'm gonna help a brother out.
Help a brother out.
Oh man!
And that's why we watch you.
Position here.
We got to watch you in the schoolyards. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who's in Alice now? Oh, Mike is.
Mm-hmm. Like now, whenever you're in the Alice position, you got to sing the My Ding-a-Ling song.
Oh, he's out now.
Yeah. The gamer in there.
Gamer's now Alice.
Mike's got it figured out.
Tony's in the #1 spot. Oh, Tony.
Gas station. did
just
you have?
just go watch the video. Yeah, just
You can do that, Jim. You
My
can.
dangling,
Yeah, you can.
my dangling.
May I speak?
Everybody's saying,
oh
my God.
that footage since February, Tony, just kind of waiting on something to pop up, just to pop up in my mind and my dingling.
Dude, the Chuck Berry footage. I don't know if you're gonna get copyright strikes for that or not, but it's classic.
I tried to find one that's under Creative Commons, but we'll see how it. I tagged the son actually directly on Facebook with the video too. I figured I was just gonna kind of go.
Might as well put it out there now and see if he's gonna strike it or not, right?
Done. So the pants on the ground got copyright claimed, but they never actually put a strike up against it. So it just seems like they're checking out the stats and stuff for all
well, that's all
pants on the ground.
Right.
They want to be paid, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're in for disappointment looking at gas station TV.
So people will claim you that way if you do get monetized and you decide to monetize that video, they make money.
Yeah.
But of course, if you get monetized, you just don't monetize that video. But the only time they're going to strike you before you're monetized is if it's detrimental to them. You know what I mean? Like if you're hurting, So.
Well, or if they're real brand strict, right?
Right.
Like Disney doesn't care if you're hurting them or not. If if you're stealing their brand, they'll just put the kibosh
They'll
on.
knock you down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney does not mess around.
No, they don't. If you.
Well, I hope my song about my dangling holds up.
I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs too.
Oh, I used to hate that song.
I used to hate it until the chicken dance came around.
Yeah, it's just so. Yeah, exactly.
And the Macarena.
Oh, the Macarena. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, my kids love the Macarena because that's at the end of Transylvania 3 movie. And they all dance on the ship. Now all my kids, my 2.5-year-olds, they go Macarena and they stick their butt out and swirl. I'm like, oh my God, man, really?
You know, at a 2.5, they can still be sold. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, listen, you think I don't have them on Craigslist right now, David? I got all 5 of them on Craigslist.
Oh man, that'll get you ad flagged.
Oh, guys, I'm gonna have to go. And I'm not even sure how to turn this off. But
I'll just leave it on.
Yeah, just leave it on.
Get ready for bed. It's okay.
Oh, great community strike.
We won't watch. We promise.
Yeah.
We won't look. Everybody close your eyes.
Everybody turn your cameras off so we can't see Chrissy naked.
Turn your cameras on. Nice.
I got a bathing suit on.
Oh, I put David in the Alice position doing that. Nope, next night.
Hi, but he wants to go to bed. So.
All right, Chrissy. Well, thanks for being here, and I appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me test out the new equipment.
Oh, no problem. You'll have to come on the show one-on-one. We'll really do some serious testing on it.
It was good to see you, Chrissy. I appreciate the comment you left the other night. I missed you too.
See you, Chrissy.
You guys are all so cute. Eh? Okay, we'll talk to you later. If I can figure out how to turn this off.
Good night, hon.
See you.
Bye.
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 Hello,
Oh.
David, the producer.
Hello, not a great gamer.
Hi. I heard you went.
What are you wearing tonight?
What am I wearing? Nothing.
Headphones.
Right.
Headphones.
First of all, I just wanted to say, how did you enjoy Nashville?
Nashville was me. Thank you. What
It looked.
are you wearing once again?
What am I wearing? I'm wearing my normal attire.
I get the mask because you always wear the mask, but
You on about my headphones?
oh, those are headphones. Oh my God, they look like some sphere around your head.
And I've gone wireless, so I can irradiate my brain even more with microwave.
My father thinks that microwaves, if you're within 10 feet of them when they're running, they give you stomach cancer. So when he microwaves something, he hits the button and runs. And I swear to God, his microwave is in his pantry and has a door on it. So he like leans in, and beep, and then he slams the door and he takes off and runs in the dining room. And like you go in the kitchen, he's like, "Oh, your guts,
I do just want to
your guts. I want to be in the kitchen."
if you actually stand right in front of a microwave and get right up close to it, you are being irradiated by microwave.
My father also thinks that
Chakti hasn't fashioned its own like lead box for it or something yet.
you got to put one of them things on they put on when you get X-rays. You got to wear one of them when you're making oodles and noodles.
If you went up to the X-ray, put your face right up against the microwave and stared at it, it would be bad for your eyes.
Have you guys
Listen,
ever heard?
I I don't doubt that.
Like aluminum underwear? Really? Please.
I don't doubt that there's some kind of something coming out of it. I really don't. But at the same time, my father thinks that the government's watching him from his TV.
Well,
Well, he's probably right.
they're watching him from his phone.
I am right.
He's being tracked.
Phone, his TV.
My father won't talk on a phone. He thinks it's giving him brain cancer. So he puts it on speakerphone. He throws it up on his dashboard. So he's driving on the road and you can hear his truck. And he's like, "That's all right." I'm like, "You pick the damn phone up, man." You know, so I finally got him to where he'll put it in his shirt pocket and talk on speakerphone. And then I told him, I was like, the microwave's not getting it, but the phone is now. See?
If there was scientific evidence to suggest the radio waves could give you cancer, could you imagine what that would actually cause? Worldwide compensation claims, because everybody is being unwillingly hit by them anyway, whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
So they would have to it would collapse the government. So they're never going to admit whether there is or not, because it wouldn't be feasible.
They'll never be able to prove it, though, because the government's just putting the cancer out in the chemical streams in the planes, right?
Yeah, the chemtrails.
Chemtrails. Chemtrails.
Well, this has gone
making videos on chemtrails.
Tinfoil hat zone around here now. I tell you.
Listen, we were in tinfoil hat zone at stomach cancer from a microwave and being 10 feet away in the TV, all right?
No, because there's a potential possibility. If you understand how radiation works, my friend, radiation is not a fun thing. It's the decay of an isotope. But however, where you've got to ionize, which I'm assuming is how a microwave works, which would be ionization, right? That's not good. That is essentially because a microwave's created through ionization as well, not a microwave, X-rays. So as far as I'm concerned, they scare me viewed this, if you must be honest. I don't run like your father, but I am not comfortable around them.
I don't hug it. Well, it's cooking something, you know.
Oh my God!
Out of it.
It's not the
burrito taste.
Smartest guy on the panel.
Am I not the what? Sorry.
I just said is not a great gamer, the smartest guy on the panel. Now I gotta go. Look at the time.
Listen, my dad believes in so many different conspiracy things that every once in a while I look at him and I go, "Earth round today? Yeah, Earth's still round. Okay, just checking. Just checking."
Nice.
Hey, I have friends.
No worries about it.
Think the Earth is flat.
The minute I saw a guy get actually convicted of plotting a murder because his Alexa, the home thing, Alexa, was subpoenaed by the court.
We've known that since day one that they keep all those things.
So come on, man.
One of them is stuck in your house. You're a moron. You're not a moron. You're a moron if you plot a murder and you have it in your house.
And don't talk about it in your house.
Yeah.
It's your refrigerator that recorded you. I mean, they got refrigerators now that tell you when you need milk. So you think they're not listening to you?
Jim, I think you and my dad should join a bowling league together.
Come on, man. I'll have a beer with him anytime.
How would a refrigerator use milk? Does it have its own milk storage thing dispenser on the front?
I do not know. I do not have one of those things.
Let me tell you, just everything, ladies and gentlemen, if your fridge has a built-in milk dispenser, that is extremely unhygienic. And the bacteria that will multiply in that thing, especially during a power cut. You have a 5-minute power cut, you'd be buggered. You'd have to clean all of that out.
If your fridge has a water dispenser, it's the same thing. Have you ever gone down the basement of a house and looked at that water line that runs from the fridge over to the water tank? They're disgusting.
Yeah, but imagine
people
how
don't realize that you have your fridge hooked up for 5, 6, 7 years. That line never, ever, ever gets cleaned.
Imagine.
Yeah, but you should have a filter. You should have a filter in the fridge itself.
They do have filters.
I don't know the last time anyone
read a picture anyway.
Changed one of them things. I got a picture.
I literally changed mine like clockwork. Yeah, I changed mine like clockwork.
They have refrigerators now that have RFID and also scanners that can tell exactly what you put in and taken out of your fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we'll order new groceries based on that.
Go ahead
If you want to be afraid of a device,
lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
They'll take you to court and prove, and they'll show your refrigerator video saying you bought whole milk.
Exactly.
And Jim's right. If you want to be afraid of a device, the phone.
This thing's listening to you 24/7.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm
Turn
sure.
your location off.
I'm sure I'm going to get an ad later for something we talked about tonight.
Well, my TV is a smart TV, so it has Google on constantly, has the mic on constantly. So you're screwed there too, which is directly connected to the internet for a faster screw.
Well,
Well put.
all our TVs can listen to us now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We are not alone,
I
our,
don't
my
connect
friends.
mine to the internet. I do not connect mine for that sole reason. Mine is not on the Wi-Fi. It's got a HDMI cable going in the back of it, and that's it. TVs don't need to be connected to the internet. I'm sorry. Let's not go there.
I like the fast Netflix.
Yeah.
I like to imagine David in a bathrobe watching me on YouTube on his TV.
What do you mean imagine?
Yeah, I know. He's getting his ollies off.
Hold on.
I'm thinking of you, David.
Video. Could you give me the share here real quick?
That's great. I had somebody tell me on Facebook, they're like, "Oh, I love your channel. We think you're so funny. We watch you on our big 65-inch TV." And I think to myself, "Oh my God, I have a huge head. It looks huge on a computer. It looks huge on a cell phone. I can't imagine how big my head must be on a 65-inch TV. Holy shit! Looks like a
How big is that plug on a 65-inch TV, Tony?
Oh man.
Man, that plug, I'll tell you. I can tell you right now that just putting the plug on a 65-inch TV doesn't make the merch sell.
I put one
No.
in tonight.
No, but it does look like 243 phase.
Check it out. It's got a plug.
Got the old CRT TVs in America, 240 volts, like your appliances, or could you manage to run them off of 120, 110?
Oh, they were always 110. Yeah.
Yeah, they were
You
always
the big
110.
old vacuum TVs, yeah?
Sure. Yeah. Vacuum tube. Mm-hmm.
You guys have a whole different electrical system in the UK than we do. The plugs are completely different.
Yeah, it's left-handed.
Most countries are, yeah.
Yeah.
It's what, left-handed?
Yeah. Their electric is on the left side of.
All aluminum wiring. They
There are
run
a lot of
everything off of 240, don't they?
220 to 240 or 415 three-phase.
Yeah, it's nice. You can plug a washer and dryer in any room.
Where you use 110 to 120 and then 220 to 243 phase for your appliances, don't you?
Use your dryer in
no.
your living room.
That's why I see a lot of washing machines outside the front door there, Tony.
No.
Yeah.
Only small electrical appliances in America. If you get like a big aircon, for example, or a big oven, it's 240 as well, though, isn't it?
No, just the stove.
Yeah.
Oh, just the stove.
Yep.
Yeah. Everything
Indeed.
else is 110.
Stove and the dryer.
Is your tank to flush your toilet way up in the air?
Oh no, that's an old school toilet, and I know exactly what you're on about with the old tank.
Yeah, that's the old original crapper.
That's a water jacket.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get technical here, brother.
I was just it's funny you say crapper. I was watching one of my favorite clips from SNL back when it was funny, like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They did a commercial for I was watching it earlier today because I was telling my son about it and I pulled it up and watched it. They did a commercial for a product called Oops, I Crap My Pants. You ever seen that commercial?
No.
Yeah, that goes
Well,
back to the 90s. Right?
Commercial parody, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a commercial parody for adult diapers, and it's pretty hilarious. Oops, I crap.
That name Crapper, that came from John Crapper. He was a British guy who invented the flush toilet.
And now
That's a true story.
And now we shorten it down to crap. And then I have a friend who added the words, my dad makes me watch after that, and it's a YouTube channel. All from a guy who created a toilet.
All from a guy who had to go to the bathroom.
That's right. That's right. I don't know if it's true or not, but
We're in a full circle.
I heard that the word I got it's like an $80 book I bought, and it's big. It's like it says with dictionary, but it's Webster's word and phrase origins. It's a great book. I bought it when I was a bartender because I said people come in and we'd always try to figure out how words and phrase started, and things like that. Like graveyard shift. When they used to bury you, they'd put a string on your finger and they'd run it through a metal tube up out of the ground, and then
you were still alive,
and it would come up and there was a little bell on the end of it.
Yep.
If you started moving, the bell would ring. So for the first 7 days after they buried you, one of your relatives had to sit at nighttime when the graveyard workers weren't there, and they had to sit at your graveside throughout the night to see if the bell rang.
They
And
fall
that's where
asleep,
the
you're
graveyard
screwed.
shift came from. Huh?
They fall asleep, you're screwed.
Yeah, no
Absolutely.
kidding.
Well,
But
I mean,
now they've been
really.
repurposed as YouTube notification monitors. And they're all asleep.
They're all asleep, absolutely. But in that book, it says in the book, because I'd always heard this, but I wasn't sure it was true. But in that book, it says that the word shit comes from when they used to ship things, like when everything was being shipped on big cargo ships or whatever, and they'd put SHIT on it for the perishable things or the things that couldn't get wet, and it was ship high in transit, so they'd put it up because they'd always get water in the bottom of the boat. So I'll be right back. Baby crying over here. Hold on.
Well, see, now there's some words I'm looking like, where did FK come from?
Well, why can you say the S word but not the FK?
You can.
Oh, but I got told off earlier for saying the F word.
Nobody told you off.
You said you are not allowed to. Dave, the producer.
I did not. I did not fucking say that.
I had my head bitten off. They screamed at me.
No, you immediately felt bad about it. I'm like, no, don't worry about it, dude. Still PG rating.
Internal guilt took over.
Yeah, I don't like causing problems for people's channels who I respect.
Well, thanks, man. No, it was all good.
And these days, too many people try to do that stuff. And I don't want to be branded or associated with such crowd. I would rather people go to me, oh, do you know Gamer? He's that prick with high integrity. That's what I want people to say.
Yeah, you don't want to be known as that. Yeah.
I'd rather be known as a piece of shit who's nice.
Don't let them say you have scruples.
I don't know what scruples are.
Morals.
Oh, I thought that was a Jewish term as well.
That's where Tony will pull out his Roger's thesaurus.
I have no idea what you're on about. Oh, let me just nod and laugh.
Oh, leave the nerd just accused you of paying your bills on time too.
That son of a...
He's such a shit. He pays his bills on time.
Pizza Hut promotion, Pizza Hut.
Not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yep. One of these days, but it's going to be something stupid.
I haven't been to Pizza Hut in a million years.
I haven't either.
Neither have I. I made someone.
Papa John's is looking for a new spokesman, Jim. I think you'd fit the bill.
Dude, I would do it because I like Papa John's pizza. Actually, they come out ahead on a lot of taste tests. And that fucking garlic sauce, the sauce that they have in there.
Oh, yeah, man.
I love that.
Never had it.
You've never had the garlic sauce for like the remnants of the crust and their breadsticks?
I never had Papa John's.
Oh, dude. If you like pizza and not restaurant style pizza, it's a decent pizza. It beats the shit out of it.
Chicago. I can't eat Papa John's.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. I hear you.
That's the first thing I seek out.
To get your pizza as well, wouldn't you, Dave?
Pizza.
Say that again,
Papa
Jim.
John, because they give you 2 little pepperoncino peppers.
Yeah.
In the box.
Yep.
David, you're a deep dish kind of guy, aren't you?
Nope. That's old school Chicago.
Oh, okay.
No, I like the thin crust.
Chicago, the windy.
You can't get Sicilian anymore.
In New York, you can.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't seen it anywhere else down here.
No.
I found one place that's definitely New York pizza because the guys actually moved down from there. But other than that, you got these, like we're talking about, Papa John's and somebody Howie's, Hungry Howie's or something.
Where are you based out of?
In Melbourne, down from Daytona, south of Daytona.
Oh, you can't get good pizza down there.
There's one place in this beach town called Indialantic. The guys are from New York. Only place. I killed the mood, didn't I? Sorry.
I'll never forget my first deep dish pizza.
We're all thinking.
And then a Hush Road.
No, but I'm used to good Sicilian pizza, We used to get a slice of that and a Coke as a kid. That was what we would used to call Chicago style.
Tony. My dangling.
Mike,
you missed the pizza discussion, Tony.
Right?
I know. I just walked back in.
Well, Tony used to be Italian. What was your favorite pizza back then?
Yeah, now he's French.
Hey, remember when you were Italian? Did you tell us what pizza was like?
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of a good thin crust pizza. Big, like, you know, like a New York flap that you can fold in half and wolf down. Massachusetts isn't far off from that, you know. And I got to tell you, I never really thought that I would like a deep dish because I don't like big doughy pizzas. But if you get a deep dish made proper, I'd say a deep dish is
That's
sick.
a new one you can do video calling. Deep dish.
Oh yeah, deep dish. Yeah, I love a good deep dish pizza. In fact, so much so that one of my favorites, and you guys will hate to hear this, is the pepperoni cheesy bread or the jalapeno cheesy bread or the Italian cheesy bread from none other than Little Caesars. I hate their pizza, but their pepperoni or their cheesy bread lines are fan-friggin-tastic.
My son said to me one night, he saw the commercial on TV, and he's like, Dad, why don't we, when we want pizza, why don't we go to Little Caesars? They got $5 pizzas. They're hot and ready, fresh, ready to pick up. I go, because they're $5
Because they're $5 pizzas.
Why would I eat them?
Nothing real about it.
No
real olive oil.
And it's got to be the tomato sauce, because the only thing that differentiates the cheesy bread from the pizza, there's no sauce on the cheesy bread. Yeah.
I think Caesar's
You guys,
is
I
probably
got a
the low-end pizza, but, you know,
It is.
kind of
Yeah.
at the low end.
Yep. Didn't used to be. Not when the original owners still had it.
Would they go like Kraft or something like that now?
I don't know. They sold off, and it just went downhill from there. They thought they'd, well, you know, probably bean counters got in control, and they wanted to cut corners, and yeah. Last time they were worth a crap at all is when, you know, the Little Caesars animated guy was on all the commercials all the time.
Yeah, the 80s.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got a bolt. I got an early couple of meetings in the morning. What do you say?
Well, thanks for popping up, David.
Yeah, man, it was good to see you.
Always great to see you guys.
Have a great night, man.
See you guys.
Take care of yourself.
Good night.
Oh, look at that. Look at Ahmed shows up just for leaving.
I know.
That's a perfect replacement. How you doing, man?
Be good.
See you, David.
He's Alice on my screen.
Take it easy, bud.
Recycle your plastics, Dave, and eat healthy. So be
Recycle
kind
your
to your
plastics.
neighbours. What's funny about that? The world has a massive plastic problem. Whoever just laughed about the plastics, we've got to recycle it. Otherwise, Michael Jackson's Earth song is going to become more prominent in future years.
Trying to say Michael Jackson was ahead of his time.
What about plastic? What have we done? Yeah, I won't say anything else because people might take offence to that, so we'll just leave it. Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of reminds me. You look kind of like Russell Brand.
Jesus.
No, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear that.
He meant Carrot Top. He meant
Now
Carrot
he's going to
Top.
drop another F-bomb.
Yep.
You kind of look like a baked potato. How do you want to go with this, Ahmed? Carry on, mate.
I mean, we should have warned you, man. We should have warned you. I'm sorry.
We used to have that thing called Mr. Potato Head.
I was kidding.
They're still out
Oh,
there.
no, sir.
They're still out there, Jim. Miss
They
Potato
still
Heads.
make that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was kidding.
Sir, I did not take. Honestly, it's cool. I recognise your name, so I know you was only kidding. I hope you are well.
They used to have Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head.
Mhm.
But now they got rid of the pipe. They don't come on a pipe anymore.
No.
And now it's just Potato Head because you have no right to assume the gender of the potato.
Are
Oh,
you kidding
good
me?
Lord.
No.
Better not.
Honest, say this one here.
That's like, you know, not selling chia pets because it could be anybody.
So I took my
chia pet went gay.
I took my 13-year-old son to the drive-in
yams?
movie theater with 4 of his buddies for his birthday. So we went out, picked up a couple party-sized pizzas, threw them in the back of the van. I headed up and I went to Walmart and I said, "Hey, let's go to Walmart and I'll get everybody, you know, a box or 2 of candy." I got the dollar boxes of movie theater candy, you know. So we get out of the car and this woman's sitting in the car and she's yapping on her phone, bye, you know. And we got her window down a bit, she's talking, whatever. So we go inside Walmart. Kids are running around. We go get a pack of water. We get a pack of soda. All the kids get some candy. We cash out. We go back out. And the lady's still sitting there talking on the phone. And my son says, "Man, that lady's been on the phone for a long time." Shit, you know, one of the kids in the van goes, you shouldn't assume anyone's gender. He was dead serious, and I was like, and I know his mom. I grew up with her. She's kind of a liberal nut. But either way, I go, what'd you say? He goes, you shouldn't assume anyone's gender. And I said, well, I bet if you walk up to that woman and you say to her, hey, I don't know if you're a male or a female, I'm not going to assume your gender. She's going to slap you across the face and say, take a good look at me. I'm a woman. What are you talking about? You're not going to assume my gender, you know? He's like, well, that's not, well, it's not cool. And then my son has this obsession with the word China. He says it all the time. Like, I'll be like, oh man, these are really good hot dogs. He's like, yeah, they made in China. He says it all the time, right? It's like his thing. And he was looking at the box of candy, and he's like, oh, this candy is made in Pennsylvania or whatever. And he's like, that's good. At least it's not made in China. And the same kid looks at him and goes, that's racist. And he said,
oh man.
What? And he goes, yeah, you can't just be saying things are made in China. That's racist. And I was like, I just looked at him. I was like, hey, listen, we're not going to assume anyone's gender tonight. We're not going to not assume anyone's gender tonight. We're not going to say that saying one word that's the name of a country is racist. I was like, we're just going to go enjoy the movie. And you can go back to your house and believe that the word China is racist and not assume your mom's gender. And
I think she's a triggered.
We are. Go ahead, Ahmad.
I think she's a triggered.
Yeah.
Oh, triggered. Absolutely. Yeah.
We are breaking our kids.
That is his parental figure. How dare you call her a mother? I mean, a mother.
No, we're not all breaking our kids.
Oh, I know.
The reason that this generation's coming forward, though, is because they're being too sheltered from the real world.
Yep.
What's up?
The world. Yeah.
When they experience hardship, real hardship, their attitudes will soon change.
So my 13-year-old was in 6th grade, I think, or 5th grade, when the presidential election happened. And they did a mock election at the school. All the kids in the elementary school voted, right? So my kid says to me, Dad, who should I vote for? I said, well, let's go take a look. So he came in and I said, what issues have you guys been learning about in school? And how do you feel about it? And then I pulled up one of the political websites and it said where everybody sat on the issues. So at the very end of it, he was like, man, I agree with Donald Trump on most of these things more than anybody, so I guess that's what I'll vote for. So he goes to school and they did the thing or whatever, and him and a couple other kids in his class vote for Donald Trump. And there's like this group of girls in the class and they're like, did anybody vote for Donald Trump? And he was like, yeah, I did. And his buddy Jay was like, yeah, me too. They're like, yeah, we can't talk to you anymore. Our moms told us that if anybody voted for Donald Trump in our class, we couldn't talk to him anymore. And so he was like, he came home and he told me about that. And I was like, listen, man, just ignore it, all right? People are morons. It shouldn't matter. I said, you're in elementary school. Who cares? Who cares who you voted for in a fake election? If they care about that in a fake election in elementary school, their parents have bigger issues. Don't worry about it, dude. So then his friend, he went over to his friend's house, and there's this video. It's on YouTube, and I think it's called "Build a Wall," and it's like this some song this person made, and it's like a cartoon of Donald Trump, and he's building a wall, and and the song is "I will build a great wall, build a great wall." So my son watched it with his buddy, and he started showing all his friends this video. He thought it was hilarious. Well, the problem is, he pulls it up on YouTube on my TV when a bunch of his friends are over, and they watch the video like 5 times. They think it's hilarious, right? Well, I don't know this happens. I find this out afterwards. My 5-year-old is sitting in there with him. He knows nothing, right? So this is when, he was 4 at the time. So I bring him to the grocery store, and this is just last year. Trump's been president for a while, whatever. And I got him sitting in the cart, and I'm over there, and I'm picking out boxes of pasta, putting them in the thing. And this woman comes walking by, out of nowhere. He just looks at her, and I don't know why, but he puts his fist in the air, and he's like, "Build the wall!" And the lady looks at him, and he's like, "Build the wall!" And the lady's like mortified. And then she looks at me, and she's like, "Oh, that's a great great thing to teach your kid, to build a wall." And I was like, I have no idea what you do.
If you think we don't need a wall, just go down to the border anytime. Take that lady down to the border. Free drive.
It's not my place as an Englishman to say whether you can or can't have a wall. However, any country is entitled to its own border. Without a border, it's not a country. And so there is a bit of hypocrisy if people say a wall's racist when will know they're different countries. You're entitled to a border, but that's just an Englishman's opinion.
Well, it's funny
It's
because
a valid opinion.
one of our favorite countries to the north of us, Canada, you can't cross over there anywhere because they have a border all along now, and now you have to have a passport to go over there.
And you see, there's
we don't say they're racist.
There's footage of like American and Canadian cops standing right at the border, and if you cross it, they literally just grab you and drag you off. That's not deemed racist.
Oh.
Nope.
Now listen, I'm not trying to make this a political stream. I'll shut up now. I just thought that was a funny build the wall story. But but yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you, Gamer. I think that every country has the right to be a country and allow in people the right way and all that. But whatever.
At the end of the day, we are all equal on this tiny little planet, and the planet's getting smaller every day. And what we should do is, if you are going to another person's country, at least try to acknowledge and appreciate the laws, and don't have the entitlement to think you can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
just, you know,
we'll find out. We'll find out in 2020 what the country really thinks over here.
It's gonna be a landslide.
We'll find out a lot.
I don't wish to go into politics.
No, no.
But you know, it's a mess over here as well. So we'll leave it at that.
Politics has always been a mess.
Stories about over in Britain with the immigration, but I'm not there, so I can't talk about it.
Yeah, I've heard those too.
It's just that our government is just completely crippled at the moment. We had to get a new prime minister, and they want new. Some people are going for new elections. Then we've got the whole leaving the European Union, and it's just we're a mess over here at the moment. And what's really bad is that during this mess, all the disabled and elderly are just discarded.
That's unfortunate.
And, yeah, we're having a lot of bad things happen over here at the moment. It's not.
Something just
change the subject.
Somebody
we'll do, sir. It just saddens me that we can't just all get on as fellow human beings at all and just open our eyes and minds and try to find some kind of common ground.
Well, be decent when you go into a new country. Learn the language, respect the their flag and their laws and their rules. No big problem. Assimilate.
Yeah, if that's where you want to, plant your roots. I agree, Jim.
I did learn German before I went to Germany and Austria, I have to admit.
See, you did it the right way.
Guten Tag, mein Freund, wie geht's? Mein Name ist Gamer und ich wohne in London, ja?
I learned Spanish.
What'd you call me?
Bonjour, je m'appelle Ahmed. Comment allez-vous? C'est vrai?
There you go, you can go to Canada. Boom.
Yep. Canada. Or France. Canada or France. Whatever's closer.
I'm a big Taco Bell fan myself.
South of the border. You run south of the border?
Get the runs at the border. I love that place.
Yep, Taco Bell and Schlitz. Great combo. Now that's a party.
You better not have the next day booked up.
Nope. Get some Little Kings in there as well.
Yeah. You better be wearing oops, I crap my pants.
This has been a long one for you, sir. You're usually like an hour.
No, for the panel, I'm usually somewhere over 2 hours. And now we're at 2.5 hours.
Would you mind deep diving some people? Not me, of course, because you've already done me. But I did enjoy the deep dive.
He was a virgin on the deep dive the other day.
Yeah.
He was.
I mean, if he can't deep dive on a panel with other people, I understand. It's just I do like a question 3 and all of that.
I'll play them for you. I'm not going to deep dive people tonight, though. I'm too tired.
Can you just do question 4?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to get the screenshot as well.
Question 4. There you go.
There you go.
What more do you want out of life? Yeah, that's it, man. Kill me now.
I can die a happy man.
That's it.
You've got an even higher number, question 5, to look forward to next week.
I do not. It's final question. Final question.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe we should not we. Sorry, you should add it to the 10 questions of deep, and not use trick questions like you did on me.
It doesn't matter what you put down as the answer, man.
Lee the Nerd
Trick
says, I eat
question.
Taco Bell before leg day at the gym the night before. I like living dangerously on a squat rack.
You're actually doing that, Lee, and that's true. You are brave. Because when I used to lift, believe it or not, I did. I'm actually found some videos I'm going to upload to YouTube. But if I used to squat heavy or deadlift heavy, I didn't even have to eat the night before, and things were coming out the bottom.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
not know how you're eating a? Trust me, mate. When you've got 250, 300 kilos on your back and you're doing a parallel squat, things come out.
Then I shall not squat.
I watched an
That's the
interview with
11th commandment.
a couple of wrestlers recently, and they were all talking about how many times they shit their pants in the ring. It's crazy. It's
How does that topic come up?
And what? Well,
they were talking about embarrassing moments, like moves they had missed and things like that.
Hey, Bill, how you doing? How'd your day go? Well, I just crapped my pants.
Took a drop kick and shit myself.
It's so far up in the intestine, it literally comes out like a bit of Play-Doh. It's literally like 5 millimeter round, but just really, really, really long.
Oh, that's a visual I didn't need.
Thanks. Look at a soft serve machine.
And then you're hobbling from
And I've seen the MMA video where the guy crapped himself in the ring, in the octagon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you do, didn't you? Pick out fright at the fighter's face and then beat him, win.
There's a website, there's a YouTube channel called Botchamania, and they put up all like the blown wrestling spots, you know. And when you can hear them talk to each other and stuff, they always put that up. And there's a clip on there of a guy, and he takes like a clothesline, he falls on his back, and the guy goes to pick him up, and he's going, pin me, I shit my pants, pin me. you can hear it.
Ahmed, I hope this is the change of subject you were looking for, my friend.
Imagine if I went for a proper vertical suplex and it just flung out the end into the crowd as they went down. Oh
man.
Never die 8 hours after a heavy meal.
Oh, right. Because you will. Yeah, you will
First
release.
thing your body does is release everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I used to be
just a health tip, Jim. We don't want to die after eating.
I was an EMT for a little while, and we actually showed up. What's that?
What's MT?
EMT, emergency medical technician.
I thought you said MT. Sorry. Yep.
I was an EMT, and we went to a call at the trailer park in town here, and the trailer parks in my town are all just elderly. That's that's what the trailer parks are. That's where they put all the 65 and older. And this woman had come home, and she found her husband on the floor in response, so she called us. So we show up, and we go in the house, and when I went to take his pulse, he was ice cold. He passed a while ago. And the woman's yelling, "You got to do CPR! You got to do CPR!" And I'm not, as an EMT, I'm not allowed to, say he's dead or not by his temperature.
Oh gosh.
But his bowels had released, and I told her, I said, we'll try, but and we started doing CPR just because this lady was freaking out. As soon as we got him in the ambulance, we just stopped because we knew from the bowel release that he had expired. But that's crazy. Like right away.
I did that once too.
So can you not revive once you've crapped yourself?
No.
No, that's the end of it. That's when your brain shuts off. When your brain shuts off, your muscles all are just
relax. Kaboom.
It's like a robot.
And no, when I went to get his pulse, not only was he cold, but like when we went to move him, we literally picked up his head and his feet, and he was like a board. Rigor mortis was already setting in. We could pick him up flat. He was already stiff. And I said to the woman, I said, "When was the last time you talked to him?" And she said, "Well, I went to my sister's house on Friday. This is on like a Sunday." She said, "I just got home." She said, "I talked to him yesterday morning." And so he could have been dead since noon the day before. It wasn't good. But anyway.
So LG Ortisto, how are you, my friend? What is that thing?
This is embarrassing.
Rigor mortis is like an extreme form of pain.
Can you hear me, LG? Yeah, I see it.
He does.
I don't know what it is, but I see it.
Well, I came back online. I hope that's okay.
That is fine, Chrissy.
Of course it is.
I didn't mean to ignore you. And by the way, Jim Wallace, if you're still listening, but I didn't see you leave. But take care, bud. And we'll see you next time.
He waved and then just disappeared.
Oh, okay. But yeah, and hello, Graham Stacker. But LG, how are you? Can you hear me?
Whose puppet is that?
What are you? Help us out. Where's Not a Great Gamer? Oh, he's up there.
I'm hiding because I believe that Outdoors Gal and Jelly Duck wish to say something, so I departed from the vicinity.
Dude, look down at LG and translate for us.
Do you know what I believe? I believe the children are our future.
All right, I'm gonna let you go, LG. Thanks for popping in, bud.
I did find a difference though. See, my name is Outdoorsy Gallo, right?
Yeah, you found it.
There we go.
But no, that's because I'm on the iPad. But on the PC, it's something different. So, but Zoom already knows I'm Outdoorsy Gallo because I checked my profile.
Hmm.
I'm not going to repeat that name, so you're safe. You're Outdoorsy Gal.
Thank you very much.
So it's a Zoom conspiracy that it changed
Well, no, I
your
think
name?
it's my PC. I think maybe I have to do something on my PC because it popped up my name from my PC. So, and not,
Jim.
Yes.
Jim, did you pay Zoom in a month? Like every month?
No, I pay annually.
Oh.
Yeah, and you get a break for doing that.
Oh.
This is actually less expensive than the other one. The other one was $25 a month.
Oh God!
Above and beyond, do you look? May I just? This is actually going to help. Ahmed, are you looking for a streaming service? And above and beyond, are you looking for a streaming service?
No, I use OBS and another service.
All right. I found a program yesterday which is online, which is absolutely free, which is
Lightstream.
The best thing, yep. And now everyone's like, oh, Lightstream. And no one's giving, thanks, Not a Great Gamer, for discovering this holy grail. That's okay.
Do you like it? Does it work out good for you?
It's absolutely phenomenal compared to other things I've seen, and I strongly recommend it because you don't need OBS. You can overlay and stuff, but background picture, and it's called Lightstream Studio.
The reason why we like OBS is because it takes the stream from these companies and makes it 1080 instead of 720p.
I want to know if Forky's related to Nightbot.
He is like the new Nightbot, isn't he?
Lightstream.
It might be. I don't know. Can't tell.
Lightstream
I just bought Video
the loan
It's
service.
really interesting.
Does
Oh,
Forky
that-
have a-
Did you
does
get a
Forky
new
have
Rode
a
mic
voice?
there, Ahmed?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's actually a really great. It's Rode mic, I think.
Uh-huh.
It's which actually video mic ME, where you can use an iPhone and iPad.
Oh,
With
cool.
this one.
Very cool.
That's pretty cool.
Really? How do you plug it into an iPad?
Yes, this one.
She's asking how do you plug it into an iPhone or an iPad?
You can use the adapter, I think, and then also you haven't have you got a 3.5 millimeter the plug whatever?
USB?
And, you can
No,
and there's a
3.5
headphone
millimeter
jack.
jack he's on about. The headphone jack is a 3.5 millimeter.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this one.
Oh.
Hang on.
Everybody waves to the fork.
I'm not getting that at all. I'm just not.
I don't know.
He's keeping my finger on the trigger.
Yeah, I bet.
The earphones? That's what a 3.5 is.
Just waiting for the ass to come in view.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, let's not relive that.
Dear Lord.
Everything's gone to the 3.5.
Yeah, until you find something that's 2.5. And that'll
is that
piss you.
hair?
That'll piss you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a for your windshield.
Oh, I thought it was a
Oh, the wind. That's the dead cat.
USB will always be better than a 3.5. You can send more
It
signals.
kind of reminds me of a guinea pig. It kind of reminds me of a guinea pig. I don't really know.
Dead guinea pig.
Oh my God.
They used to be.
He took himself out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I guess he just wants to promo the puppet.
Yeah.
I didn't mean for that to sound dirty, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I couldn't figure it what it was.
I couldn't either. But he'll be telling all his friends about it.
Have on the
Who's on the-
adapter headphone jack.
I guess I was here promoting my ding-a-ling earlier, so.
Who said they were on a bus to Arizona?
Right on.
Angel Muniz is on a bus to Arizona right now.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
He's headed to Phoenix.
Yep.
What are you showing?
Is this the move?
Ahmed?
What?
Yeah, this is the big
What you
move.
showing?
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Is this your new mic hookup?
Oh, that's the adapter.
Yeah, that's a new mic. That's an audio adapter to plug in the video mic ME wide mic, and you can use a headphone jack. Also, you can plug in the adapter. You need to use it.
Right.
Yeah, so it's TRRS, which means it'll handle the audio in or out.
Hey, Tony.
What's he using that on, Jim?
iPad, did you say?
Angel Muniz was on the bus going to.
Yeah, that's what Jim had just told me.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't realize it was already time for the move. I thought that was end of August. So it's good for him.
Yeah.
Happy for him. Yeah.
Apparently he was watching us on the bus. Might still be. Don't know.
Angel, then.
What's up, Angel?
Hi, Angel.
That'd be one heck of a
Hi,
battery
Angel.
if you're still watching.
Yeah, no
Angel,
kidding.
just since you're not here, hi, Grandpa Jim.
Oh, make him the host feel at home.
There you go.
I think someone typed that too.
Yeah.
He did.
On that note, I'm going to go because it's my first day back to work tomorrow. I have to be off for 9 days. And I need to get some sleep to make sure that I'm alert and awake and can actually function at work.
Well, I was actually just gonna say I should shut this down. We're at 2 hours and 41 minutes, and I too have to get up early and do some stuff. So I think we'll call this one a night, guys.
All right.
Time, yeah.
All right, cool.
Well,
Well,
it's
thanks.
good seeing you all.
Yeah, thanks for being here, everybody.
Good night,
Appreciate it.
everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, Forky.
Take care of you dudes.
See you guys.
And
May the
Jim,
Lord bless you all.
everyone.
All right, till next time.
Later.
God's blessings.
Bye.
Eat vegetables.
Bye, guys.
Eat your vegetables.
Oh yes, another one in the books, folks. Another one in the books. A lot of fun though. Yeah, I got a little blue. You guys, if you young guys are still hanging out, sorry that it did get a little adult, but that's going to happen. It's not going to be anything you haven't heard other places. So thanks for being on. I appreciate it. Thanks to all you guys in the chat. Chrissy, I still see you hanging out on the Zoom feed. But that is going to do it for me. Listen, tomorrow night, as Tony alluded to, we're going to go over what would you do with $1 million. And that actually is very close to an earlier show that I had where I said, what would you do with the money if you won the lottery? But this kind of narrows it down. I want to hear what you guys actually would do if you ever won $1 million. But tonight, we'll cover that tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you who are watching this after this is processed and you dig this sort of stuff, hit that subscribe button right now and ring that bell. And for everyone else, make sure you share it out. Thanks to everyone that came on tonight. Thanks to everyone in the chat. You guys you had some great conversations going on. And listen, I'll leave you with this. Make sure you treat others as you would want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a fantastic place. Late night. I bid you farewell, and we will see you live